Okay, I believe we are live now. I have also got the live stream open on my other tab right here. Oh, it looks like it's coming. Okay, cool. We are live. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. I super appreciate it. I saw we've already got 39 people in here. That's amazing. So I used to do live streams pretty consistently. I usually tried to do them once a month. Miss some months here and there, but I've done a few on the channel at this point, and it's been a while at this point. It's been since I believe February, maybe it was January, but I think it was February. It was the 100K subscribers live stream celebration. Haven't done it since then. Hasn't been for lack of desire. I have wanted to do it. It's been for lack of time, basically. It takes a lot of time to put out 2 videos per week of the kind of videos that I do here on the channel. And I found that like every evening when I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll do a live stream this evening. It's like, no, I got to watch something. I got to watch something or I'm not going to be able to record this video at this time. And then I'm not going to be able to edit it in time to get it out on the typical day. So like it just kept falling through, but kind of hoping at this point I'll have more time because my wife's work situation has changed that should allow me more time to do this. So far, it hasn't felt like I've been doing more time because what I've been using that time for so far has been trying to work ahead because we're having a baby this spooky season, baby number 2. And I want to make sure I don't have to do too much YouTube stuff during that general time frame. So I'm working on working ahead right now. But here we are. We're finally doing a live stream. I'm so excited. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you haven't yet, please say hi in the chat. I would love to say hi to you. I'm just going to go through the chat. And let me just say real quick, purposeless live stream for us to talk, for us to hang out. I figure I do have like an idea for a slightly more themed live stream I would like to do soon. But for now, we haven't done it in so long. I think we should just connect and you can ask me whatever questions you want or just bring up any topics that you want us to talk about. And we'll do that. So first up, we've got this one's from 11:31 a.m. So some people were hopping in the chat really early to get their questions in, and you know what? I respect it. You were free to do that. Bear Pelcher 2005 says, "Hey Daniel, you should check out Ski Patrol from 1990. I think I know which movie you're talking about." And I do want to see that. Like I can see the Arrow Video Blu-ray cover in my head. Said it's hilarious though. So is that a comedy? Because there's like a snowy slasher that I'm thinking of. This is a comedy. Okay, my bad. Okay, cool. I'm down. I'm down for a good old fashioned comedy. It's only PG. I was about to say raunchy comedy, but probably not so much. But there's a snowy slasher that Arrow Video put out that I thought you were talking about. I can't remember what that's called, but I did that one's on my radar. I do want to see that. Yay from Kelp. Hello, good to see ya. William Cinema, what's up, Daniel in chat? Hello, hello. We got Chi-Town Bud from Chicago, I am guessing. Hello, good to see ya. We got Cat Baloo 82. I like that. Hello from Missouri. Hey, my neck of the woods. So good to hear from you. Hope you and your family are well. I was wondering, will you be doing your ranking videos again? I mean, I do ranking videos a whole lot. Not every video is ranked. Most videos aren't ranked, actually. But I did a ranking video just last week on my top 20 Cabin in the Woods movies. Love doing that video. That video, I put a lot of thought into that list, like even more than usual. But I really, really enjoyed doing that one. And yeah, I always do several ranking videos a month, so you betcha. John Tonian, Movie Man Daniel the Goat. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hello, hello. Okay, this one I did see in here when I was like checking if anybody was in the chat earlier, and I saw top horror picks on Flickr. I didn't know what Flickr was, so I Googled it. I still didn't find the answer, at least not in this general context. So I don't know what you mean. So I don't know what my top horror picks are on Flickr. Oh, we got Vanderhoff. Daniel, we need more deep dive videos. You do a spectacular job. Thank you. Yeah, I did see your comment on I think it was my Phenomena video recently asking for more of those. For those who don't know, I used to periodically do deep dive reviews of just like one movie. So I wouldn't always do lists. Sometimes I would do like a full spoilers dive into a movie. And I haven't done them in a long time. I haven't done them since I went full time here on the channel because I kind of can't financially justify it anymore because they've never gotten near the amount of views that a list gets. because that's just not what I'm known for. And it seems on YouTube, you kind of have to keep your format kind of consistent on your channel. So I really like those deep dive reviews. I thought I did a pretty good job. So I think on their own channel, they could succeed much better. So kind of a dream I've had for a long time is I would love to keep doing the Cobwebs channel exactly how it is, 2 lists per week. And I would love to have a separate channel just for doing deep dive reviews. I just don't have the time for that at this point. Like that's just absolutely impossible. But will I have the time one day? Maybe. So that's kind of something I've thought about. But also, excuse me. Also, they are, I don't know if I would say they're more work than the list, but they're a different kind of work. And they're a kind of work that feels like more work to me, where like a lot of the work I do on the list, other than like editing, which you're going to have editing either way, um, is I'm watching movies. Like I'm watching movies I've never seen, or I'm watching movies that I haven't seen in a long time. That's my favorite thing to do. For the deep dive reviews, I got to watch one movie. I've got to take notes during the whole thing. I got to have some deeper thoughts. I've got to probably listen to a commentary, dive into some special features. And that all just it feels more like work to me than just my favorite thing is to check out movies I've never seen. So the lists are my favorite thing to do. The Flute Wizard, rock on. Hello, hello. Buttercup. Hey, Daniel from Philadelphia. Right on. Very cool. I love Pennsylvania. I don't know if you ever go to the Mahoning Drive-In. I think it's about an hour from Philadelphia. Love that place. Fantastic. What's new? I watch your review and hunt down the movies. Great content, very consistent. Thank you so much. I love to hear that and I appreciate it. Longtime viewer here. We got Anthony Sarkis. Hello, hope you're doing good. I am doing good. Thank you. I hope the same for you. We got Chris. What's up, big dog? What's up to you as well? That's a rad shirt. Thank you. Yeah, I got this at Walmart last summer. They often have like crazy Hawaiian shirt kind of things, but it's a little more rare that you can find horror themed ones. So I felt very lucky to find this one. Hey, Dana, good to see you live. Hello, Barnabas. Good to see you as well. Hello, one and all. Now let's get scary. I like it. It's a nice little twist. Farnsworth, good evening. Hello. Hello, Kelp again. Hello, Bionic Cop. Yes, we are live. What's up, y'all? Happy slasher summer, everyone. Yeah, my birthday is actually coming up pretty soon, and I'm like throwing a little birthday party together, and I'm theming it summer slashers. I like called it on the event Daniel's summer slasher birthday. so I'm gonna like theme it to summer slasher as much as I can, and at night I'm gonna set up the projector in the backyard and we'll project a slasher movie. Undecided on what that movie is gonna be, but I'm excited for that. Barbed Wire Pain. What's your favorite non-horror movie? So one, it depends if you count Jaws or not. I used to debate this more. At this point, I do just consider Jaws a horror movie. So not Jaws, but if you don't think Jaws is a horror movie, then Jaws. Spider-Man 2. I'm going to say Spider-Man 2. Like, I am the perfect age to be, like, I found that most people my age, like born in the early 90s, like have this insane reverence for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. It's kind of like if you were born, in the late 70s, that's your, or the early 70s, your reverence for the original Star Wars trilogy. Like my generation is for Sam Raimi Spider-Man. So Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies were so massively important to me. But there were a lot of superhero movies that were important to me back then. And I don't necessarily still love and revere all of them. But I still think Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 and 2, especially 2, those are some of the best movies. Like I still think they're amazing. And Spider-Man 2 is like there no other superhero movie is even in competition as far as my favorite superhero movie. Like there's nothing's close. Spider-Man 2. We got Frank's Media Reviews. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Splattercast. Love those boys. The man, the myth, the cobwebs. Thank you, man. Good to see you here. Let's see. Chris, love your content. I've been introduced so many movies from you. That's awesome. What do you think of Night of the Demons? Yeah, it's weird. I admit, and even I am confused by this, and you would think I would understand. Night of the Demons is conspicuously absent from my channel. I've still never talked about it, and I love it. So, like, I imagine some people might think at this point, does he just not like it? No, I do. It seems like I'm just, like, waiting for just the right time. At this point, like, when I realized that earlier this year, that, like, why haven't I talked about Night of the Demons? At this point, I'm specifically waiting to put it on my Halloween video this year. So I've got all these Halloween videos talking about all these Halloween movies. I've always held back Night of the Demons for some reason. This year I will talk about in this year's Halloween video. But anyway, love it. I think it's so much fun. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, yeah, it was good. Like that was fun. But then I remember the second time I watched it was with a group of friends for my annual October movie marathon. I either host a movie marathon in October or we attend one at a theater. But I hosted one at my house and we watched Night of the Demons. I don't know if it was exactly at midnight, but it was right around midnight. It blew the doors off just of my basement. Like everybody had so much fun with it. That movie is so fun with a crowd. It just has a crazy energy that just rules. Bump the table. Insane 696. Love all your content. Watching from Honduras. Right on. I know. I went to a college with a guy from Honduras, and he married my wife's best friend. So that's very cool. Let's see. Bear 20 something. Hi Daniel. Thanks for all the great recommendations. Have you ever do a list of your favorite final girls? I haven't. I've actually never done a video ranking anything but movies. So I've never done like top final girls, top villains, top directors, top actors. Never done it. I'm not against it. I don't know why I've just never done it. The one that I do want to do is I at least want to rank my favorite horror directors. That'll be the first non-movie list that I will do. I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but I will. My favorite final girls. See, I don't know. The franchise stuff is tough because there are certain, content creators that have really built their channel off of the franchises. Probably the top guy like this is Cody Leach. Like Cody Leach is the horror franchise guy, and he's really earned it because he hasn't just done like rankings of the franchises. He's deep dive reviewed like every movie in like every major franchise post the 80s at least. So he's the guy that people look to for that. It seems like when I do more franchisey things, it doesn't hit as well, which makes sense because people don't view me as the franchise guy. They view me as like the obscure guy and like the guy that you go to hear about movies you never heard about before. But I've dabbled in it. So I've done my favorite horror part 2s. That actually did pretty good. Favorite horror part 3s, less good, but good. By horror part 4s, that video did not do very well. And I think like the interest was dropping off. And Final Girls, that would be a similar franchise kind of thing. Not entirely though. I don't know. I'm not jumping up and down to do it, but it might happen one of these days. Thursday's Child, far to go. Love the channel. Just found it. Why did you start doing this? Why are you doing this? No, I know you didn't mean it like that. I used to do a podcast, not a YouTube channel. I did a podcast for a long time. It was originally called Cobwebs, a Gothic Cinema podcast. And then I changed it to just the Cobwebs podcast. And I started that because I wanted to talk about Hammer movies specifically. Then I started a YouTube channel, excuse me, because, on the podcast, I would always have a guest on, and I kind of wanted some freedom to like do some stuff just with myself without having to schedule a guest. And I also want to talk about physical media because like mostly what I watched on YouTube was like physical media YouTubers. So I guess I mostly started it to talk about physical media. But it like I was off and on with it. I would do it for a bit and then I would just bail on it. And then I got serious about it, 3 years ago, something like that. And I've really just kept going because, I don't know, YouTube can be like really addicting. It like becomes this game where like, I don't know, there's so many skills you have to learn and you just keep learning more and get better and better and see more and more results and figure out more and more what works. And it's honestly, it's like a really interesting, challenging game. So I've just dived into it for like the past 3 years or so. And now I do it for a living, which I feel insanely lucky to be doing. Captain Teach, Legend himself, Cobwebs. Thank you. Let's see. And I'll just say, Andrew, hope you do a top 10 films that tackles political horror and thrillers. I don't wonder what direction you go. Like you could just go horror with a political message. But then like, even that's like murky because some of them are more overt. Some of them are more under the surface. Some of them the filmmakers intended, some of the filmmakers did not intend it, but we all see it. It would be tough. But then like, do you do one that deals like more directly with politics? Like I don't know, Tales from the Hood's got a segment literally about a politician. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that would be. And also, it would be tough because one thing I've learned about YouTube, if you say something that like you may not even think is political, but people can like get, like, people can deeply read into it and think they see you've said something political, they will go after you. And like, it's not fun, especially when you don't even feel like like, I don't even feel like I made a stand for anything and people are still going after me. And it's not fun. So like, it's a thing that I often try to avoid. Hello, Steph. That is my wife's name, but she spells it differently. But hello, hello. Katie reads, hello from Michigan. Hello. Hi from Oregon. I'm originally from Oregon. Good to see you. The Nate Chan, first time catching a live. I don't blame you. It's been a long time. But thank you so much for being here. Yo, we got geriatric Gen X grandpa, an esteemed Patreon supporter. Thank you so much for being here. Frightening Films features. Hey, no, you're the best. You are, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ever consider doing a list on underrated sequel entries from horror franchises? Yeah, that kind of goes into the franchise thing I was just talking about a while ago, where like, I don't know if people would be into it. I would enjoy it. That would be fun. I just wonder, like, would my answers be that different from a lot of other people's? I don't know. And plus, like, sometimes my franchise opinions can be pretty basic, where like, for most of the franchises, what's my favorite one? The first one, most of the time, Friday the 13th notwithstanding. But then I'll give you one right now, like big underrated horror franchise entry for me. Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. Love it, especially the producer's cut. Anthony, have you seen Curse of the Crimson Altar with Boris Karloff and Christopher Lee? Yes, I have. You can hear my review of it in my top 10 Lovecraft adaptations video. So I reviewed it there and I like it. That's, that movie's just got like a good, cozy folk horror kind of feel. 70s, maybe late 60s. Might be late 60s. I think it's like right on the cusp. 69, I think. But I enjoy it. I think it's fun. Especially Boris Karloff. He is hilarious in that movie. Like, he's practically the comedy relief of the movie, and he's so fun. I've actually never, Scotty, I've never watched Twin Peaks. No. I struggle with TV shows, not because I don't like them, but because like they take up a lot of time and I just don't have a lot of time for them. I've seen the Psych episode that parodies Twin Peaks, and I like that because I grew up on watching Psych. I tell you what show I am actually liking right now, but like I kind of complained about, like I have very little time to watch it. So I've only watched the first 2 episodes while I was at my family's house. My dad showed it to me. Widow's Bay. It's this new show on Apple TV. It is exactly a cozy small town horror show. Like, it's a little bit comedy, but it's not goofy comedy. It's kind of like dark comedy. And it takes place in this small little coastal town. It actually takes place on an island. And just spooky stuff happens. It focuses on the mayor. Only watched first 2 episodes. The first episode is basically The Fog. Second episode is basically Hokum. It's exactly like Hokum. And I loved it. I hope to be able to watch more soon, but it is tough to find the time. Robert Jewell, my question is, drumroll, how about a Ray Harryhausen least good to best video? I guarantee you that video would bomb catastrophically, at least on first posting. Like, almost no one would watch it. It's possible it would do okay eventually in search, but I kind of doubt it. So I don't plan to do it. And I don't want to make this sound like, I'm just all about the numbers, but my job is to make videos for you guys. And if you guys don't watch them, it tells me that like I made something you're not interested in. And I kind of failed at my job. And these videos are a lot of work, so I want them to be something that you would enjoy. I don't think that would do well at all. I will tell you, my favorite Ray Harryhausen movie is probably the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, which I've talked about on the channel. That's the thing about this channel. What I figured out, I can usually talk about what I want to talk about. I just have to frame it in such a way. Like, yes, I can talk about Ray Harryhausen movies, but it needs to be like in a certain context, like in a Tubi list or a monster movies list or a old school horror movies list. But if it's just Ray Harryhausen specific, most people won't click on it. That's the kind of thing I figured out. Let's see. Nice shirt. On that subject, what are some of your favorite animal-based horror movies? I actually just did a video on that. which did not do well, which kind of surprised me. But I did an Animals Attack horror movies video, but it wasn't like a best of ranking though. It was just like recommendations. But I love Prophecy, the Prophecy from 1979, Mutant Bear, awesome. And one that I just recently discovered is The Kingdom of the Spiders with William Shatner, which I've always known about. And I actually thought I had seen it, but then I watched it recently and I was like, oh, I don't remember this at all. I don't think I have seen this. It is so shockingly good. Like I'm watching this William Shatner spider movie and it's like fantastic. I was like I couldn't believe how good it was. Love Kingdom of the Spiders. Great movie. Let's see. Never seen The Grand in 1995. This was posted 8:03. So like 20 minutes ago. So I am horribly behind. Let's see, John Tonian. What are your thoughts on Terry Gilliam's Thailand? Never seen it. I remember somebody telling me about it in a live stream recently, though, but I've not seen it. Um, I've actually never seen Silent Hill either. That's one that like I do want to see fairly soon. Like, but I've still never seen anything Silent Hill. I'm a big fan. You appreciate that you actually recommend movies I haven't heard of before. Good. Yeah, that's the goal. I try. Halloween baby, not exactly, but spooky season baby. As far as the wider range of spooky season that I claim, should be a spooky season baby. Thoughts on Argento's Trauma and the Stendhal syndrome? I've actually never seen the Stendhal syndrome. I've not seen several of Argento's late period movies, so I do need to see that. I have seen Trauma. I thought it was pretty good. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even that long ago, and I don't remember it very well. So I actually have the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray, and I do want to rewatch it. Like I've been thinking about rewatching it actually recently, because I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember very well. I want to see it again. Did you hear about the new horror Dracula with newly discovered scenes? So I knew it was getting released on 4K. Maybe it already has. I don't think I did hear about the newly discovered scene. I heard about the new discovered scene from Dracula 31, which is legendary. I've always heard about Van Helsing, Edward Van Sloan, coming out and giving a little speech like he did for Frankenstein and saying like, when you hear about things that go bump in the night, there are such things. And I've always wanted to see that. And that has been discovered. And I think it was kind of, fixed up with AI possibly, but it was cool getting to finally see that. Greetings from LA. Ooh, right there in the movie business. Love your channel. Very nostalgic for me as someone who was a teenager in the 80s and then in my 20s in the 90s. Oh, right on. Good deal. Thank you so much. Let's see. We got Michael King. Great to see you. Great to see you too. Thank you for being here. Hello, Christine. Captain Teach. Check out 90s vampire horror movie Children of the Night. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've not seen that one. We got Mark Bessinger, currently in a writing retreat in Las Vegas, but thought I'd take a break to spend with you in your live chat. Awesome, awesome. Ask you anything, huh? Okay, who's your favorite Muppet? I'm not super knowledgeable about the Muppets, but I do love the Muppets Christmas Carol. I love Rizzo the Rat. I think he's really funny. I'm just going to go with him right now. Hey from Philly, do you believe in immortals like Highlander or immortality? Do I believe in immortality? No. I think we would probably know about that by now. So I'm going to say no. Also, that sounds like a curse, as Highlander kind of tells you about. Keep on collecting your Blu-ray. Do you have Code Red and Shout Factory, two of them, The Hills Have Eyes? I have a huge collection of Shout Factory and Scream Factory. I have a few Code Reds, which I take pride in, because I think I've talked to Garrett at Born to Be Rad about this, but if you have Code Red Blu-rays, I know you're cool. Like I know you're an OG. I know you've been collecting like B horror movies for some time on Blu-ray. I don't have a whole lot of them, so I'm not that cool, but I do have some, and I do like them. Let's see. Good evening, Legend from Petite Grill. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Scott Alder, hi from the UK. Hello, hello. We got Paul B. Tate. He made it. Hello. Dear in chat, my favorite horror aficionado. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. No, I've actually not seen Flesh and the Fiends with Peter Cushing and Donald Pleasance. I have the Blu-ray. Gosh, I've owned it for years. And I've still not popped it in. Now I know popped it in. I know it's a Burke and Hare movie, which I've seen a few of those, but that one I've not seen yet. Casually listening while I'm on my run. Perfect. Good. That's the only way like I consume live streams is just while I'm like doing something like that. So I get that. Klaatu Verada Nikto. Sorry. Klaatu Verada. Okay. So glad to finally catch one of your live streams. Serena Roman Luna Nocturna. That is a cool name. Hello, hello. I am doing good. Thank you. Hope the same for you. Hello from Canada. Hi. Oh, we got Born to Be Rad, who I just mentioned. I hope all's well over there. It is. Thank you. Thank you for being here, brother. Christine, favorite horror movie from 2026. It is Obsession right now, for sure, which I think might be like the basic answer. It seems like a lot of people are landed on that right now. But man, that movie, such a punch in the face of a film. And what an experience it was. Like, that movie's like, it's so entertaining. It's kind of funny, but it's a nightmare. And like that's was my main takeaway after I watched it. I was like, this movie made me so uncomfortable, made me like kind of miserable, but in such a good way. It felt like you're having the worst dream of your life. So good. Love that film. Count von Balk Wolfing. That's a cool name. Hi, longtime viewer, first time posting. Well, thank you so much for coming and thank you for saying something. I appreciate it. I love cozy horror. Any idea if there is going to be a Curse of Crown Part 2? There is. It's coming out this Halloween season, actually. And I actually got to message a little bit with one of the creators of that movie because they saw me review the first one fairly recently and reached out to me because of that. And I should be getting, they indicated to me that I should be getting a screener for it. So I'll be able to review it for you guys as soon as possible. And I'm very excited for it because I love Curse of Crom. It's so fun. Michael Keane just finished your double feature video. Awesome. Appreciate it. Was pleased to see Quatermass in the Pit and Life Force. It made me think, where does Quatermass in the Pit rank among Hammer horror for you? Good question. It's not in my top 10. It would probably be in the next 10 though. So I'm going to say it's in the top 20. I do actually want to make a top 20 Hammer horror movies video because I did top 10 a long time ago. One, the video is super old. It's not as polished as my videos are now. And I don't even agree with the list anymore. Exactly. I would change it some. And it's demonetized. It's been demonetized its entire time posting. Just my channel wasn't even monetized at the time I posted it, so I didn't care. But I really need to remake that video. Let's see. Clee Monster. Hello from Holland, Michigan. Right on. Hello. I feel like I've seen Michigan quite a few times in the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. What's your top 5 for Australian horror and sci-fi movies? Love the channel. Your recommendations have been great. Oh, specifically Australian movies, tough to do off the top of my head. But The Babadook, obviously. Rogue, I really like. Razorback, the Russell McKay movie, comes to mind. Gosh. Oh, one that I recently saw is Storm Warning. And you know what? I was actually watching an Australian horror movie recently. I watched like half of it and got interrupted. I'm undecided if I'm going to go finish it because like I liked it, but it's unremarkable. But it's called Charlie's Farm. Kane Hodder and Bill Moseley actually have kind of small roles. It's starring Tara Reid, but it's an Australian movie. So besides those big names, it's like all Australian actors. And, it's like people are going on a road trip to go visit like this farm where supposedly all these murders happened. I kind of enjoyed it now that I think about it. I probably will go back and finish it. Would you be my guest judge at my charity film festival, Branson, Missouri, September 19th? I don't know. So I would have to look into that quite a bit. So you can email me cobwebspodcast@gmail.com and send me the details on that. Deep fried hamsters. Hello from England. Wait. I just noticed the date. Highly unlikely, I will tell you, because that is around the time when we will have our baby. So I'm going to have to say no, like actually because of the date. So I'm sorry about that. Hello from England. Did you hear George Eastman passed away? Yes, I did. I meant to make a post and I forgot. Yeah, sad. George Eastman, for anybody who doesn't know, he was an actor and writer. I think he did a little bit of directing, if I'm remembering right, but he's mostly an actor and a writer from Italy. So he was like big in the Italian exploitation movies of the 70s and 80s. So he's in like Delirium, Anthropophagus, of course. Like he wrote Anthropophagus, and he's the crazy cannibal in that. He's a fun presence. You see him pop up in those movies all the time. He's also the bad guy in Lamberto Bava's Blast Fighter, Italian action movie I really like. So sad to hear that he passed away, but he must have been very old. So honestly, like he must have lived like a long full life. So respect to him. United States government, thank you for your service, Daniel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Big fan. Thank you for what you do. There's one movie I know most people and haven't seen. Michael Pena first debut. Well, I don't know what it is. Are you talking about? What's that movie called? That Pest? Are you going? No, that's John Leguizamo. I think I got him mixed up for a second there. I don't know what movie we're talking about. Top 5 body horror movies. That'll be a list one of these days. That's a list I've always wanted to do, but body horror movies, they're not exactly my go-to, because they can be really disgusting. And I always think like, okay, I could do my body horror video soon, but I'm going to have to binge a lot of body horror movies. Do I really want to do that right now? And usually my answer is no. So I typically don't do it. I will do it one of these days. I couldn't tell you exactly top 5 off the top of my head, but I mean, The Fly, you just can't beat The Fly. So that would be my number one. I can't imagine it won't be number one when I make that video. Have you done a Spanish language horror list? Not specifically. That's another one that I think is too specific. One thing I've learned about this channel, like if you can't make your video too hyper specific, or there's not enough people to be interested to click on it. So you kind of have to do a more general topic and fit those movies in there. So I've talked about quite a few. I guess now that I think about it, I technically have done that. I did a Paul Naschy specific list. I've done like a few Paul Naschy videos, which are all Spanish language. So technically that, but like just favorite Spanish language movies, I haven't done that, no. What's your favorite horror sequel subtitle? Season of the Witch comes to mind for Halloween 3. Shoot. I like A New Beginning for Friday the 13th. Let's see. A lot of them, can be very generic. Like I'm thinking Hellraiser, all just super generic. Blood Subspecies 2. I mean Subspecies as well. Very generic subtitles. I'm not sure. Those come to mind at least. This is why I do Q&As, because I'm so good at thinking of answers off the top of my head. Feels very disappointing. So much respect to what you do, man. Seen so many dope movies thanks to you, even some for my review channel. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Will you do another Top Giallo video? I really love the one you did last year. Thank you so much. Maybe. It's not one that's like at the top of my list right now, but maybe. Oh, we've got a couple. Oh, we got a few super chats. And I'm a terrible person, so I've not been checking these regularly. I'm so sorry, guys. So Blood and Holly, another one of my esteemed Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much. Also pretty new. Love the positivity. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Frightening Films features. First of all, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That's incredibly generous. Have you seen the hard to find movie Confessions of a Serial Killer, similar to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? Same subject. That makes sense. Thanks, Danny. No, I have not. I don't know that I've heard of that one. Let me Google it real quick. You know what's funny is I used to consider myself not that into the serial killer subgenre because I'm not that into true crime and I'm not that into like serial killers in real life. Like I just, I can watch a horror movie, fictional movie about incredibly dark subject matter, and it's all good most of the time. But when it's real stuff, like I just, like that's not something I'm going to look into for fun, like I'm just not that way. It's just too depressing to me. But what I was leading to say is I've really come to enjoy the serial killer subgenre for movies a lot more. Like I would consider, but at this point I am a fan of that subgenre, even though I didn't used to be. And I've got a video coming out, Wednesday? Yeah, I think on Wednesday next week. It's not exactly a serial killer list, but there's a lot of serial killer kind of stuff in that list. Okay. Night from 1985. I'm seeing a 1985. Loosely based on the controversial true story of Henry Lee Lucas. Okay. No, that's got to be Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. I think Google maybe messed up. Oh no, it is. Okay, it's not Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. It's just another movie about Henry Lee Lucas. Okay, no, I don't know this movie at all. So thanks for throwing that on my radar. Interesting. All right, and we got a super chat from Deb, which is 500 SEK. I've seen these in here before. I think that's around like $5. Thank you so much. Incredibly generous. Really, really appreciate you. And then we've got another $10 super chat. Thank you so much from at Atreides. I'm going to say that. Kind of sounds like a Greek mythology character. Hi from Australia. Great channel. Love the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Feel free to, throw a question in there too, but I really appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Jaws is Jaws. It stands alone. A great everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jaws is almost one of those movies that kind of defies subgenre. Like it's just Jaws. Ooh, here we go. Oh, I always I kind of hope that like people like challenge me some in the live streams because people challenge me a lot in comments and it's harder to like engage. But like in a live stream, like yeah, if you got a problem with one of my lists, let's talk. Let's talk about it now. I appreciate it. I'm usually on board with you in your list and rankings, but then you will say that Darkness Falls is good, where the rule of light depends on the importance of the character to the story. Yeah, I am aware that Darkness Falls. Here's the funny thing. It seems like overall Darkness Falls does not have a good reputation. Its critic score is like, terrible. It got abysmal reviews when it came out. But when I talked about it on the channel, man, it got so much love in the comments. So it seems like there are people that love Darkness Falls. Like there is a cult out there for that movie. I think a lot of them are probably around my age and were traumatized by it as a kid. It seems to be one of those very common movies that people like me in their early 30s were traumatized by Darkness Falls as a child. I think probably one because it's PG-13. So we were like, allowed to see it if our parents didn't allow R-rated movies, which mine didn't. And it is unusually scary for a PG-13 movie. Like there is some imagery in there that is freaky and there are some really intense sequences. So I do have a childhood connection to it, but also rewatching it as an adult for the first time since I was a kid. I'm sorry. I like that movie. Yeah. I don't know that all the light stuff is totally realistic. That's not really the kind of thing that I care about in movies. That movie just moves like a freight train. It's like so exciting. Like it's got so many basically horror version of action sequences, these big chase sequences. It's fun. I think it's a good time. Okay, let's see. I thought I watched a lot of movies. You always surprise me when I watch your videos. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh yeah, somebody's asking for my thoughts on King Kong 76. Yeah, I've actually never seen it. I actually have it on Blu-ray. I actually got it for free from Scream Factory because on one of their sales, like I bought so much stuff that they were like, you get to pick out a free gift. And I picked out King Kong 76. So that was exciting, but I've still not watched it. So I do need to see it because, that movie, kind of like Darkness Falls, it doesn't have a great reputation, didn't get very good reviews, but giant monster movie with practical effects from the late 70s, that's just my bag. So I have a feeling I will like that movie. Your top 5 favorite movies of all time. I actually did this on Frank's Media and Reviews. I did a live stream with him a long time ago now, and he asked for my top 5 favorite movies. I will tell you, for my number 5, I tied it, and I know that's terrible, but my tie is original Halloween and original Star Wars. I don't know how to choose. Those are just like, franchise goats of franchises that are so important to me from the late 70s. My number 5 is those two. And then The Wolfman, original, 1941. Spider-Man 2, like I talked about. Jaws, Fright Night. At the top. Those are my top 5 movies. Ultra Chris, hello. Thank you for being here. Please watch Revenge of Billy the Kid. Yeah, I don't know that movie. I'll have to look it up. Thank you. I still think Spider-Man 3 is overhated. You know what's funny? At my local movie theater, the employees on their name tags, they have their favorite movie on there. And I think it was the last time I was there, one of the recent times, the guy that took my ticket, I looked at his name tag. said Spider-Man 3. And I was like, Spider-Man 3 is your favorite movie? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's awesome. That movie is underrated. You know, I think it's easily the weakest of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Um, and I think the script is a mess. And I think Topher Grace is not good in that movie, but I still like it. Like, it's Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and it's still got amazing action sequences. Like, Sam Raimi, that dude can direct, even if the script is bad. Join you from Albany, New York. Can you quickly rank these in order? Night of the Comet, Night of the Demons, Night of the Creeps. I can do that pretty easy. Number one, no, I'll go from the bottom. Number three, Night of the Creeps. Number two, Night of the Demons. Number one, Night of the Comet, which is exactly the order that they're in right there. But that would be my ranking. Really appreciate your easygoing videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey Daniel, my boyfriend asked me to ask you if you've seen Bruiser. It's a strange one. It's a killer with a creepy mask. Actually, no, but I do need to see it because I love George Romero. I love him. I think, like, even a lot of movies that people don't love, I do. But that's one that I've not seen yet. So appreciate that. I need to check that out. Let's see. Have you tried 245 trioxin EDP cologne? It's the official licensed Night of the Living Dead fragrance. Had no idea that existed. No, I've not tried it. I've never bought cologne in my entire life, so I don't really plan to start. But that's fascinating. I'm glad that I now know about that. Let's see. Can you give us your top five Scream Queens? I can tell you my number one is for sure Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Nancy is my top. Um, and let's see. I do love Laurie Strode. You know, I know it's this typical answer, and it's kind of become cool to not love Laurie Strode, but I do love Laurie Strode. Um, I love Sienna from the Terrifier movies. Honestly, I already think she's great. I love Rachel from Halloween 4. It's criminal what they did to her in Halloween 5. Let's see. I don't think anybody from Friday the 13th would cut it, but I do like a lot of Friday the 13th characters. I don't know if any of them would be top five. Who would be my last one? You know who I really like? I don't know if she'd actually be my top five, but she comes to mind. I love Alicia Cuthbert in House of Wax, the 2000s House of Wax, especially her paired up with Chad Michael Murray as the two siblings. They're great together, and she's a fun character, and I really like her as an actress, so I'm gonna go with her. Being born in the 70s, Spider-Man 2 is the best with Doc. Yeah, absolutely. Doc Ock is also my favorite villain in any superhero movie. Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. I think he's the GOAT. Are you fired up for Micah Monroe coming back for They Follow? Absolutely. Yeah, very excited for They Follow. The sequel to It Follows that's coming. I don't know if it's coming this year. I don't think it's coming this year. I think it's coming next year. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm excited for it. We got another super chat from Robert Crawford. Thank you so much for the $9.99. Really appreciate it. Huge Hammer fan. Thanks for representing. I'm a big fan of horror comedies like Tucker and Dale or Tragedy Girls. Tragedy Girls I've seen. I remember I liked it, but it's been too long that I couldn't talk about it in specific, so I'd have to rewatch it. But it does have, I'm forgetting her name, but the actress that plays the young version of Storm in the later X-Men movies, and she's in Love, Simon. I really like that actress. And she's also in a new Witch movie that just came out that I've not seen yet. But anyway, I have a long list of faves, but it would be great to see Alexandra Star? Anyway, be great to see a vid of your top 20. Oh, of horror comedies. I do need to do that. I do. I agree. One of these days, I will do it. Thank you. So thank you so much. Jimmy Cow Productions, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You absolutely rock. The first movie in the Halloween 3 freaked me out hard. Michael Myers is Dub. Whoa. Whoa. Take it easy. Calm down. How do you explain MJ's arm on the poster for Spider-Man 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, it's pre-AI, so I could tell you it's not AI weirdness. Let's see what we're talking about. I love that there's been a lot of Sam Raimi Spider-Man talk in this already. being a little bit slow. Okay, I am going to share my screen and we're going to talk about this. Is this the right button? Yes, it is. Okay, bingo. So there's a poster. I don't feel like I see a problem. I mean, you see, you can see my mouse here. I mean, that's the, her shoulder there, her hand. This is not her arm, that's her chest. I don't see a problem. I don't know what we're talking about. That seems fine to me. Let's see. How do I get out of this? There we go. Okay. Anyway, Michael Myers is my favorite slasher of all time. He's my second favorite horror character under Count Dracula himself. So I love Michael Myers. Can't agree with you there. And then we got $1.99 super chat from Hero73. Thank you so much. What made you lengthen your intro music? Ooh, good question. The goal was not to lengthen it. The goal was to own it. Because my original intro music was not something that I owned. It was a piece from a classical music piece by Bach, which I just found and I really liked it. And my first thinking was like, well, this is probably copyright free. It's from Bach, so it's extremely old. So like nobody owns that anymore. Someone use that. But then as I thought about it later, I thought, well, no, nobody owns the composition, but somebody owns that recording. And I don't know who owns that recording or even really who recorded it. I'd have to look into where I found it. And that just kind of scared me that I had a piece of music on all of my videos that I don't own. And I thought, like, what happens if that guy, whoever recorded that piece, finds it and then claims every video I've ever made? So the new version, my dad made it for me. My dad is a musician, and really, like, anytime you hear music in my videos, my dad made it. So I know I own it. So that's the reason I did it. All right, let's see. Go back to the regular chat. Let's see what we got. Man, you guys are active. Thank you so much. Thoughts on Dead Time Stories? I've actually never seen it. No, I kind of thought about watching it for my fairy tale horror list, but I gotta tell you, it's got abysmal reviews from like everyone. So I was like, maybe not. Maybe I won't check that out. But I do want to. Like one of these days I will watch it. I'm always down to watch a B horror movie from the 80s. So one of these days. Crazy enough, you keep it lit and not just the month of Halloween. I watched House by the Cemetery last night to check out Bob. Great movie, like you said. Yes, I'm so glad you like it. A lot of people, I was kind of surprised by this. I thought horror fans liked House by the Cemetery, and then I often hear some hate for it whenever I talk about it here on the channel, but I love House by the Cemetery. It's great. I'm glad you checked it out, specifically for Bob. Let's see. Thank you for suggesting To Be Original Match. It was hella entertaining. Heck yeah. I was so excited when I heard somebody mention that on a podcast, and I was like, whoa, To Be Original? That's good. And I watched it that night. I was like, I got to see this. That movie's fun. It's good. And the director actually reached out to me too, and that was cool. So it was good to hear from her. Let's see. I'm a horror fanatic, but Masters of the Universe was really good. I do want to see it. I really struggle to make time to go see movies in the theater that like aren't horror movies that I'm not going to cover on the channel. It's hard to make time for it. But I want to see that. It looks so fun. Like I just love those like, adventurous sword and sandal, kind of fantasy kind of thing. It looks like a blast. Let's see. What horror movies twist that failed? That's hard to think of off the top of my head. I actually had a controversial opinion on this recently. I was on my video on rainy horror movies that I made a few months ago. I talked about Identity, James Mangold's Identity. That movie is a big twist. I don't like it. I love everything else about that movie. Like I thought it was so good. It was so like my kind of thing, right up my alley. And there's that twist. It's not like terrible, but it's just not the kind of thing that like, I don't tend to dig that. And I was like, It was to the point where I was like, I almost want to throw this movie into my editing program and like edit that stuff out and just have the movie as is, which I know it would be much more, it would be less original that way. It'd be more stereotypical, but I don't, I'm okay with that. I'm down for just a standard murder mystery at a late roadside hotel. So that's one that I felt like failed, but a lot of people in the comments disagreed. A lot of people like that twist. So I respect it. Oh, we got another super chat from Mr. Sintastic. I kind of love that name. 499. Thank you so much. Did you ever end up watching Perfect Getaway? No. And now, off the top of my head at least, I'm forgetting what that is. Let me see. 2009. I remember this coming up in a previous video, but no, I haven't watched it yet. So thanks for putting that back on my radar again. It looks like it could be fun. It's got Mila Jovovich, Steve Yeun, but most importantly, Timothy Olyphant. Love Timothy Olyphant and Chris Hemsworth. So that's got to be like really early in his career. Interesting. Okay. $1.99 super chat from Saint Cimmerian. Thank you so much for being here. $1.99. Best horror channel on YouTube. Keep it up. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We got 217 people in here. Wow. Let's see. Ooh, Corbin Dallas. I was the one who suggested Nightwish a while back. Thank you for watching it featured in one of your vids. I've actually featured it in 2 videos already. That movie's fun. That's just that movie's just that kind of thing that even if it's not great, I'm gonna enjoy that kind of thing, and it's fun. Oh, thank you so much, Nicole Snaps. Everyone in the chat, be sure to smash that like button for Daniel and hit some of those hearts and stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. I see your picture is Ginger Snaps. Nice. Let's see. Have you ever heard of Zio Tibia? He is like Italy's version of Elvira. No, I haven't. And I don't know if there's any of his stuff out there subtitled. So if not, I probably couldn't watch it. I love your channel. I would never watch Tubi if not for you. Okay, right on. I would have missed a lot of great movies. Yeah. I get people on a lot of my Tubi lists. They're like, "Are you sponsored by Tubi?" And I'm like, "No, I don't need to be sponsored by Tubi. Like, I'm sponsored by you guys always watching my Tubi videos." So I do Tubi videos because, you guys seem to really appreciate them, because if I recommend a movie in a Tubi list, you can go watch it for free right away. You don't have to pay anything. So I understand why that's very helpful. So thank you guys for watching those. We got another super chat from JME for 999. Thank you so much. If you could have been at the filming of any horror movie, regardless of decade, which would it be? No question. Super easy choice. The Wolfman. 1941. Because I just want to walk around Universal Monsters Land. I want to walk around those sets. And they're all great, but now I'm thinking like Dracula. No, I'm going to stick with the Wolfman because I love those woods, the woods set, and the town, the whole setting of the town. I love all that. Dracula's close because I would love to walk around that castle, but it does have a lot of scenes. The scenes in England are not terribly remarkable setting wise. Plus, if I for the Wolfman, I can hang out with Lon Chaney Jr. He just seems like a cool guy. He seems like he's not going to be intimidating or mean or anything. So that would be fun. But then, it'd be cool to do a John Carpenter movie, but then John Carpenter is intimidating. So do I go up and say hi? But if I did pick a John Carpenter movie, probably The Fog, walk around those settings. That would be fun. A lot of great actors there you could see. Anyway, that's a good question. Thank you. All right, let's see. Hey there, man. I really enjoyed your double feature video. Would you consider doing that again? Absolutely. Would you maybe even a full Dusk Till Dawn drive-in list? That would be fun. I used to do this thing on my podcast where I would have a couple of guests on, and we would program a 24-hour movie marathon together. We would work together on it, kind of like a draft. And those are really fun. I've been thinking lately, I would love to do that again. Just got to find the time for it. But yes, I would totally do another double feature video. That's, a format that could go on forever. And people seem to enjoy that video. So yeah. All right, let's see. You, Horror Geek, Mike Bracken, and Mark from WMWM. I don't think I know what that is. Are the top three for me. You guys round out, but I am coming for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm curious what WMWM is. Let's see. Hi, Daniel. Watched a few dozen vids and loved them. Thank you. Never seen you review Hubie Halloween. I have. I reviewed it once. It was on one of my Halloween videos last year. I think it was called 10 movies perfect to watch on Halloween night. And it was actually a collab video with Ghost Pirate Entertainment. We're actually working on another collab right now that I'm excited for you guys to see. But yeah, last October, 10 horror movies perfect to watch on Halloween night. I did review Hubie Halloween. It's so fun. Like the first time I watched Hubie Halloween, I was like, okay, like that was pretty dumb, but I enjoyed it. And then like, next Halloween, I'm like, I want to watch Hubie Halloween again. And then it's like, I kind of want to watch that again. And now it's a movie that I like to throw on. And it seems to like get funnier every time. Like the jokes age like a fine wine. It's just fun. My doom scrolling ends when I see your vids. Good. I'm very happy to be useful on that. Why don't you like creepy kid movies? Who says I don't like creepy kid movies? I mean, they're not my favorite. But you could call Pet Sematary a creepy kid movie, though it's not for the whole runtime. And Pet Sematary is one of my favorite things ever. But yeah, I guess you're right. They're not really my go-to, but there are good ones. There are good ones for sure. So I wouldn't write it off. CJG1419 gave a $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. I kind of wish you threw a question in there, but hey, that's cool. If you just want to throw that out, I appreciate it. Let's see. Daniel is one of the best, most genuine YouTubers out there for sure. You're absolute best. Oh, Fachi, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, Fachi rules. I've done I've done 2 live streams over on his channel so far. Let's see. Uh-oh. Somebody's coming up for a guest spot. I need to make sure he doesn't mess up any of the chords. All right, Poe just came to say hi. Don't mess that up. Okay, buddy. There we go. This is Poe, my black cat, making an unscheduled appearance. So say hi. Okay. Love you, buddy. Let's see. Hey, mate, do you have a movie everyone loves but you hate? I mean, I'm sure. Tough to think of off the top of my head. Gosh, I feel like I was thinking about one recently. What I have more of, I don't have a lot of movies that like everybody hates, but no, that everybody loves, but I hate. But I have movies that everybody loves and I like. And people can't stand that. And it kind of drives me crazy. Because, like, why can't I simply like this movie? Why can't I think it's good? Why does it have to be my favorite thing ever? So The Exorcist is notorious for this, where like people get so mad at me that Exorcist is not one of my favorite movies, but I'm like, I still really like The Exorcist. I think it's really good. I give it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I understand why it's culturally incredibly important to the horror genre. It's just not like my favorite thing ever. But that kind of drives me crazy when it's like liking it is not enough. You have to adore it. And that's what I have more of. Let's see. Just watch your double feature video. I never thought about Quatermass in the Pit being like Life Force, but it completely changed my opinion because of you. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for throwing that out there. Are you on the Purple app as well? Probably not, because I don't know what that is, and I'm not on a lot of apps. Have you seen Mr. Limpot? I've seen The Incredible Mr. Limpet, the Don Knotts is a fish movie, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. You're the second person on this live stream to throw out Revenge of Billy the Kid. So no, I haven't seen it. Let's see. Question, going to hang out with some good nerd buds this weekend, getting drunk, getting weird. What bizarre 2B gem should I have in my back pocket? I kind of want to throw out Match. We were just talking about that. It's a 2B original. And, especially if you're getting drunk with friends, that's a movie that like just keeps escalating and keeps topping itself. And you just think like, and it just keeps showing you gross, insane stuff that if you're, drunk with buddies, you're going to be like, oh no, oh, and like that's gonna be fun. So I think Match actually might be a really good pick. Let's see. Otherwise, I've done a couple of videos recently on like Tubi recommendations of like weird midnight movies. A midnight movie specifically, I did one just a couple weeks ago. Let's see. You might not be the franchise guy, but I definitely consider you the Hammer guy. I think so. Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's why I need to do another Hammer specific video. The only movie to actually scare me is The Haunting, and you don't see anything. Yeah, The Haunting is creepy, but that's kind of another one of those movies that like I like, but it's not one of my favorite things ever. So people get mad at me, and I'm like, why am I not allowed to just like it? But it is creepy. I'm lucky enough that like there are quite a few movies at this point that have scared me, and I almost feel like I'm getting a little more susceptible to it. I don't know why. Like it seems like as I get old, it seemed like for a while as I got older, less stuff was scaring me. And then at a certain point, like I became, I don't know if I was like letting myself get sucked in emotionally to movies more or something, but it seems like, I find maybe 5 movies a year or something that actually scare me. And that kind of feels like a lot. Oh, we got another super chat from Johnny B, 4.99. Thank you so much. Very generous. First of all, I think your approach toward your channel is so authentic. Thank you. Have you seen Rawhead Rex? Basically, it's a satanic Bigfoot movie with boots. Yes, I've seen Rawhead Rex. Never talked about it on the channel though. But it's featured on the channel technically. A couple of years ago, I think it was a couple of years ago, I did a video on 80s creature features, and it was a collab video. So I talked about 5 movies, and then I had 5 YouTubers on to each have a guest spot to talk about a movie. And I've done that. I've done that 3 times on the channel. And Rawhead Rex was discussed by another YouTuber, by My Killer Podcast, and I watched it because she talked about it, but I never actually talked about it. My take was like I liked it. I thought it was fun. I didn't love it, but I did think it was a good time. I love the creature design, just insane, like so crazy. 5 pound super chat from Camp Survivor. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts on Joe D'Amato's movie Beyond the Darkness, 1979? Never seen it. I've actually seen the movie it's a remake of, though. It's a remake of an earlier Italian movie starring Franco Nero. What is that movie called? It's in an Italian box set that I got from Arrow Video. Yeah, from Gothic Fantastico. What is that movie called? Can't remember. Can't find it quick enough. But yeah, it's a remake of an earlier 60s black and white Italian movie from Franco Nero, but which is like kind of sick and twisted, hints at some things. I've heard the Beyond the Darkness one goes way further and is way more sick and twisted. So I am curious to see it, but I have not seen it yet. But thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Stooge steals every scene in Night of the Demons. Gotta love Stooge. For real. Oh, we got Heck Yes to Widow's Bay. Yeah, that show is so my jam. I need to find more time to watch it. Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of Widow's Bay love in here. I talked about that so long ago. I'm so behind in the chat. Have you ever considered doing a 3D horror movie list? Got to be the old school red and blue glasses. My Bloody Valentine in 3D is so much fun. Tough to do because I can't actually watch them in 3D. So like, I don't know, it'd be tough to like truly judge them. Like, obviously I've seen a lot of 3D horror movies that were released in 3D, like Friday the 13th part 3D and the original House of Wax. But to do a list like that, I would rather be able to watch them in 3D, and that's just not really possible right now. I'm going to scroll down to find some like more current comments because I don't even know if the people this far down are even here anymore. Catch up a little bit. Okay. Video on top 10 Michael Ripper performances. See, that's exactly the kind of video that is way too specific and would absolutely bomb. So no, I will not be doing that, but I do love Michael Ripper. Let's see. I'm a Phoebe Cates and Gremlin stan. If we have to pick our favorite final girl based on purely on cute factor. Yeah, technically not a final girl, I guess, because like not enough people die. But yeah, she's adorable in Gremlins. I love her like her scenes, her and the main guy whose name is now escaping me, but yeah, I love them. Imagine a fire. You will keep what on your collection? See, that's tough because like you didn't set parameters. So like, can I save one thing? Can I save several things? Like, how much time have I got in this fire? Um, but like, it's tough because like I kind of consider like my favorite piece of physical media I have is my Universal Monsters complete Blu-ray box set. But that's not rare. So like I can replace that. That's still in print. So if we're talking about something that's not in print anymore, I really love my Arrow Video Empire of Screams box set. I feel like it's got to be a box set. But I would love to just grab like a handful of my Vinegar Syndromes or my Criterions. I love those. My Friday the 13th box set. Really, really love that. So I guess it depends on how much stuff I can grab. Ooh, two underrated 80s horror comedies I'd recommend are Unmasked Part 25 and Psychos in Love. Yeah, I want to see both of those. I've never seen them. And Psychos in Love I was looking into watching fairly recently, and I ended up watching something instead. There's always so many things I could watch and I'm always having to make these decisions. But I want to watch both of those. So I appreciate you putting those back up on my radar. Let's see. Imagine seeing Ghostwatch live. That must have been an experience. Yeah, it's fascinating to read about the experiences that people did have watching that live. That just makes that great movie even more interesting. Let's see. Who do you think should be the next Freddy Krueger? Well, first of all, I just have to say I absolutely want there to be a next Freddy Krueger. Some people don't. Some people think like Robert England, should never be recast. And I feel like that's what the studio is doing right now because it makes no sense why we haven't gotten a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot or requel or whatever. We're just in like, I feel like we're in the perfect era for it. Like the general taste of horror fans and what's popular right now, like it's all so influenced by Nightmare on Elm Street. Like think of the liminal space stuff that's popular right now, like the back rooms. I mean, you could milk that kind of atmosphere in Freddy Krueger's dreams. Like we're in the perfect era. But I feel like the reason they're not doing it is they're afraid of fan reaction due to casting. And I say like get over it. Except you're going to get complainers on Twitter or X or whatever and whatever, cast somebody. Anyway, who do I think it should be? I don't know. I think it should be an unknown. So it should probably be somebody that I don't know the name. So I don't have an answer to that, but I'm very confident you could find somebody. I would say like if I had to pick someone who I know off the top of my head, like Richard Brake seems pretty obvious. I don't think it should be Richard Brake because he's too recognizable, and like I said, I want an unknown. But like if I had to name a known, he comes to mind. But he's probably too old. That's the thing. Let's see. Oh, we got another $5 super chat from Bubba. Thank you so much, Bubba. Really appreciate it. I know you dig on Paul Naschy. I'm prepping for a Naschy-thon this summer. Hell yeah. What's your top Naschy movie? Love your videos. My top Naschy movie is actually The Hunchback of the Morgue. So you think it would be a werewolf movie, but it's actually not. It's like kind of a Frankenstein movie, but not exactly. It's like a twist on Frankenstein, but focusing on the Hunchback assistant character played by Paul Naschy. It's really good. The horror of it is very interesting, very different, very weird. Like there's a monster in it, but it's very weird. It's not what you would expect like a Frankenstein monster to be. Naschy is very sympathetic. He does do a lot of murdering, but he is still very sympathetic and you care about him. It's really good. It's one of his better performances. So that would be my answer. Let's see. Can someone tell me what to watch tonight? Had a long day and my back is killing me. Chinese is almost here, so ready to get cozy. If you want to get cozy with something spooky, like I would recommend Widow's Bay. Like we are talking about, if you have Apple TV or if you're willing to subscribe to it, it is a TV show, but it is such peak cozy horror vibes. Let's see. I want to watch Near Dark, a vampire movie that was lost because the Lost Boys released a year earlier. Actually, they released on the same year. Um, It is sadly like a little too lost. Like it's not on streaming and it's been out of print on physical media for a long time. I feel very lucky that I have like the old school Blu-ray release because I found it used years ago. Um, but I've heard it's getting a 4K. It is supposedly getting a 4K fairly soon, so that is exciting. Let's see. Are you planning on doing a Summerween movie list? If not, please do. So I'm guessing I'm not super familiar with Summerween, but I think you mean like summer themed horror movies. I wasn't planning on it. Well, I feel like I already did kind of. Like I consider my summer horror movie video I did was my Cabin in the Woods list. That's kind of what I decided to be my summer horror theme. Um because it does seem like people are less interested in summer horror videos. I think because I don't know, it's obvious. It's like obvious what the summer horror movies are, and a lot of people do those lists. And I did one last year. People didn't seem that into it. So I decided to go like more. So also last year I did summer camp slashers, and I really enjoyed that. That was fun. So this year I kind of thought going a little more specific, I would do Cabin in the Woods movies. So I consider that my summer ween video of the year. Oh, let's see. A video on your worst monsters, the most fearsome you would not actually want to deal with. That kind of reminds me of there's this one YouTuber, I think his name is like Chupacabro. I don't even know if he still does it, but for a long time, every video he did was on like top horror movies you would never survive. And that just sounds like that kind of thing, like monsters you would never survive. He's probably done that video. Um, anyway, yeah, like I was talking about earlier, I've never done a video that's not specifically on movies. Like I've never done top monsters, top directors, top final girls. One of these days I want to get into that, but I haven't done that yet. Have you done a top 10 foreign language horror films? Not top 10, but I did a video on like recommendations for foreign language horror movies, which was fun. But I haven't, I feel like the problem with a top 10 is like, well, I'd have to do like top 20, right? Because that's what I typically do. Because like if it's a more obvious topic, I don't want to do top 10 because I feel like it's gonna be all the classics. Everybody knows all these. So if I do like a top 20, top 25, I get to throw those hidden gems in there. And so I might do that. What's your favorite Dracula movie? Slightly complicated answer. So I did a video maybe 3 years ago now, it was a while ago, on my top 10 Dracula movies. And number one, I put the Coppola version, Bram Stoker. I think it's technically called Bram Stoker's Dracula, because I love that movie. I do feel like it is the ultimate Dracula movie. But then when I did my just rank my favorite horror movies, I did put the Hammer horror of Dracula at the top because I feel like if we're not just talking about what's the ultimate version of Dracula on screen, and we're just talking about just as a movie, I think it's the Hammer one. I think it's Horror of Dracula. But those two are like practically tied. Let's see. Oh, I think this was about the theme music thing. A guy I did a podcast with burned me with using a small track like that. You were smart to do so. Yeah, you got to be the most careful about music when it comes to copyright. So that's why like I don't use music unless I made it or my dad made it specifically. Also, what's your favorite tattoo? Like on my body? Because I wouldn't have an answer if it's not on my body. This one is my Halloween tattoo. So I've got like a raven perched on a jack-o'-lantern there for Halloween. That's my favorite. But I love all my tattoos. Let's see. Did you watch Subspecies? Love the first two personally. It's funny you say the first two because the third one is my favorite. So yeah, I've actually have not seen Subspecies 4 or 5, but I've seen the original trilogy, which were all made in like quick succession. They basically just tell one long story excuse me, altogether. And I think they get better as they go. So I like 2 better than 1, and I like 3 better than 2. Did you see Hokum, and did you like it? I loved Hokum. So good. It's actually I did talk about it because I did a video on some new releases a few weeks ago, but I'm actually talking about it again on Sunday's video. Sunday's video was on ghost movies, and I did put Hokum in there. I loved it. It's great. Oh, let's see. Dead Time Stories is fun. I don't know why the reviews online are so negative. Yeah, they're really, really negative, but I'll have to check it out. Let's see. Daniel, do you ever go to the drive-in? I think I'm going to go to one tomorrow. Nice. I used to before my kid was born. I love drive-ins. I didn't grow up going to them. Like we never really lived near one. And my parents, I don't know, they never talked about it. It didn't feel like an option. But I kind of more discovered drive-ins as an adult. And I really fell in love with them. There was a period like for a year or two where I was trying to go to as many as I could, was loving it. My favorite one's the Mahoning Drive-In in Pennsylvania. Specifically, I talked my wife into taking a vacation to Pennsylvania so I could go to the Mahoning Drive-In, and I we went 2 nights. It was awesome. But since my son was born, we've not been because it's just kind of impossible. But I'm really looking forward to when he is old enough to stay up later. I will take him, and it'll be great. Let's see. Ooh, Mr. E. To be fair, you suggest plenty terrible movies. So what's another poorly reviewed movie? Well, I do kind of agree on what's another poorly reviewed movie because I don't care. I mean, like if I like it, I don't really care that much if it's poorly reviewed. Just say what I think about it. But I will take reviews into account, and especially since I have limited time to watch how many movies for each video. So when I was prepping for that fairy tale list, when I was looking up the reviews for Dead Time Stories, I was like, I don't think this will make this list anyway, so I'll probably just skip it for now. But sometimes, like, if I'm going to watch a movie, like, sometimes I'll do like bonkers horror movies lists, and they're not necessarily all good movies, but it's more just to talk about crazy movies. So that might be a good video for Dead Time Story. But yeah, I'm aware that I talk about a lot of movies that are badly reviewed, and that's fine with me because I love B movies and I love exploitation movies and schlock and such like that, and I think that's okay. Let's see. Saint Simon, dude, best horror channel on YouTube. Thank you so much. My favorite David Fincher movie, controversial take. My favorite David Fincher movie is Gone Girl. Gone Girl is just the most fun I've ever had watching a Fincher movie. It is so bonkers insane. It's so messed up. And I had a great time in the theater. Like, oh my God, it's so fun. And I'm actually not the biggest David Fincher guy. Like I like most of his movies that I see, but like I don't know, he's not a filmmaker who speaks to me. Like it just like I'm just not automatically on his wavelength. But I do love Gone Girl. Uh, $10 super chat from the Lunatic Fringe. Thank you so much. One of my favorite old school horror movies is The Day of the Triffids from 1963. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks for all the awesome recommendations. You're very welcome and thank you. That's a movie that I've tried to watch. I can't find it like to where it doesn't look terrible. Like I've been looking for it on streaming, and everywhere on streaming it looks like garbage. And I know some people have more of an affinity for like the VHS aesthetic, and like a movie like looks degraded, it looks really bad, but there's like a nostalgic quality to that. I don't really have that. Like even when I watch older schlocky movies, I like them to look good, and I couldn't find a version of Day of the Triffids to look good. So if there's a Blu-ray out there, let me know. I couldn't find a Blu-ray of it. It's kind of hard to find, but I would like to watch that because it does look fun. Let's see. I know you like cheesy 80s horror movies. Have you seen American Gothic from 1988? No, but I want to. And actually that popped up on my radar again recently because I recently watched Watcher in the Woods, which is directed by John Huff. John Huff, I want to say. It's Hough. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. But he directed that. And I was like, oh yeah, I do want to watch American Gothic. So I will check it out. Unbreakable is a good movie. Not sure why you're bringing it up, but it is good. Let's see. UK horror Sleepwalker, your thought on it? I don't know that movie. I know Sleepwalkers, the Stephen King movie, but I'm guessing that's not what you're talking about, so I don't know it. And the Babadook is good. Yeah, people are just throwing out movies at this point. I probably asked a question a while ago, and now I can't remember. Oh, let's see. Scrolling through looking for a question. Anyone seen My Name is Bruce? Great horror comedy cheeseball flick. Yes. Long time ago. I saw it around the time that it came out. It's like a meta movie about Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell plays himself, but he plays like a jerk D-bag version of himself, like Bruce Campbell loves to play. And I remember it being fun and funny, but I would like to rewatch that. It's been a long time. The twist in Scream 3 is bad, but many people argue that's the point since it's the satire of trilogies. See, I don't really consider the Scream movies to have twists. Like they have killer reveals because murder mystery is like built into the structure of what they are. I don't really think that's a twist, but I agree that the killer reveal is not great in Scream 3. But holy cow, does it look good compared to Scream 7? Like Scream 7 is maybe the worst killer reveal I've ever seen in a murder mystery. So like compared to that, like Scream 3 looks like a masterpiece. My goodness. Let's see. I think I'm back where I was talking about bad twists. Somebody said The Boy. Nah, disagree. I love the twist in The Boy. I think that makes the movie. Like without that twist, that's just like a basic haunted doll movie. Like it's like Annabelle. It would be a better version of Annabelle than Annabelle, even without it. But with the twist, it becomes like something different, something special. I really like it. Let's see. Ooh, I just watched Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde last night. It's a pretty good twist on Jack the Ripper. Thanks for recommendation. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, it's like Jekyll and Hyde and Jack the Ripper put together. Really cool. Ooh, In the Grip of Terror by Amicus is 2025 horror. Is that out? I've been hearing about that for so long that like that was being made. So it's like Amicus was coming back and was making a new horror anthology. And I like kind of followed it on Instagram for a little while, but it seemed like it was never coming out. But if it came out, geez, I missed it. Let me look it up. Well, I looked up my usual streaming resource and it doesn't come up there. Is it like on YouTube? If it just got dropped on YouTube, that's kind of sad. It should get a better release than that. Or maybe it's just out in the UK at this point. Oh, there's some reviews of it out. How can you watch this movie? I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling all the way down to see if anybody's telling me anything about this. It doesn't look like anybody is saying. So it doesn't seem like anybody knows. I don't know. I don't know how to see In the Grip of Terror. I'm gonna have to look into it. Ooh, interesting. You should watch a movie called Mary Riley. I've heard of Mary Riley. I've always been curious about it. It's in the 90s they were making all these modern, well not modern sets, but modern made versions of the classic monsters. And you got Coppola's Dracula, you got Branagh's Frankenstein, you got Wolf with Jack Nicholson. And Mary Riley's the Jekyll and Hyde one. It sounds strange though because it focuses on Jekyll's maid, played by Julia Roberts, which is strange, but John Malkovich plays Jekyll and Hyde. I haven't heard the best things about it, but I've always been curious about it, but I haven't watched it yet. Let's see. I have to ask, how do you organize all those DVDs? Well, they're Blu-rays first enough and 4Ks. But how I organize them mostly by label, like company that puts them out. So right back there is that whole shelf is Scream Factory. And I got Criterion. I got some Code Reds down there. Severin and Synapse right there. This whole bottom shelf along the whole thing is Warner Archive. This is all Vinegar Syndrome, and this is all Kino Lorber. And then I've got a spinning shelf over there that I've got my Arrow videos. I got my Vestrons, and I think that's all the labels. And then all the rest is alphabetized studio stuff. So I've got a big shelf right up in front of me of those, and there's some more on the spinny shelf over there too. So those are all alphabetized. So that's basically how I do it. Let's see. Which Friday the 13th movie did Jason kill a pregnant woman, sadly? That was part 3. And yeah, that is weird, especially since like her being pregnant does not factor into the movie at all. She's just like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, and then dies. And it's like, geez, why did we do that? It's a weird part of that movie. Please tell us about your fave horror shirts. Oh, it's funny you bring this up because I got a comment recently kind of knocking me for my shirts. And I was like, hey, you can insult me all you want, but don't knock my shirts. They were basically knocking the Steven Rhodes shirts that I wear. So Steven Rhodes is a guy that designs t-shirts. And his thing is making spooky or just like irreverent t-shirts that look like 1950s children's books. And I love those shirts. Like, I think it's an interesting idea. I like their vibe of like wholesome looking spookiness. I think it fits my channel. And those are my favorite horror shirts. So I have a lot of those. And somebody was like, they were like, cause they were commenting on a video where I wasn't wearing one of those. And they were like, good to see you finally not wearing one of those generic horror kids book shirts. You know, Fright Rags exists. And I'm like, okay, if you want to dress to do a horror channel, Fright Rags is as basic as it gets. Like, everybody knows Fright Rags. Like, it's so obvious. And I like Fright Rags, but they're very expensive, and I don't like them enough to justify the really high price. Most of the time, I do have some of their stuff. But Steven Rhodes shirts are more affordable, and I like them more. And I do tend to, I don't exactly know why this is, but I tend to prefer generically spooky shirts that are not movie specific. Like it, like, you know, some of my favorite shirts are just about like witchcraft or contacting ghosts or Cthulhu, and they're not really movie specific. Those are my favorites. I'm not exactly sure why. This one is just a Jaws Hawaiian shirt, and I do love a spooky Hawaiian shirt. I've got a few. That's like my next favorite kind of shirt. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. In the Grip of Terror is currently available for purchase or rental via the British Horror Studio website and the Hex Studio online store. The film marks the return of Amicus Productions. That doesn't bode well for it if like that is the release it got. Like, geez, like how are normal people supposed to find that? That's kind of a shame. Like, you gotta, hopefully they've got a plan for the future, because like you gotta get that up on like Amazon Prime or Tubi or something like that at least, so people can actually come across it. Hopefully they will. Oh, let's see. Will you be doing the Music Box Halloween All-Nighter this year? That was a fun review you did a couple of years ago. I wish, well, I kind of wish, but I won't because I'm having a baby. So I will have a tiny baby at that point. So I'm not going to abandon my wife to run off to Chicago to go do that. So I say I wish because I would love to, but I don't wish because I'll be doing something better. But next year, 2027, I absolutely plan to. And my buddies that I've gone with the past couple of years, well, that we went, we're all on board. Like, we're gonna do it 2027. So I can tell you that. Let's see. I have a lot of road shirts too, lots of dark humor. Yeah, they're really fun. I love the wholesome, cute Halloween aesthetic. Yes, me too, for sure. Whoa, this person said, Billy Horrorday says, your shirts are what got me into your channel. They are the best. That's kind of wild, but that's cool. Yeah, and like no one else wears them. Like, I don't really see any other horror YouTubers ever wearing them. So it's like, you know, it's kind of unique. We got another super chat, $5 super chat from Trent Rushton. Thank you so much. Do you have a favorite Stephen King miniseries? My personal favorite is Storm of the Century, 1999. Like, no, only because like I struggle to find the time to watch miniseries, but I did see Storm of the Century when I was a kid, and it terrified me. It's one of the top like traumatized me as a child things. So, you know, Storm of the Century, maybe like that might be it. But I do want to watch, like, I would love to rewatch that one of these days. I would love to watch Rose Red. A lot of people talk about that. I've never seen that. I just have to block off like 4 hours for one thing, which is a little bit tough, but I'll have to do it. Another $5 super chat from Left Handed Jedi. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Anthony Sarkis says, I want to let you know I recently got to meet Bela Lugosi's granddaughter at a convention. That's very cool. That's awesome. Congratulations about that. Ooh, I'd forgotten the title of a movie I saw decades ago, and I finally found it on one of your videos. Very old and random. My Demon Lover. Yeah, that movie's nuts, but it's really fun. That's just a ridiculous, total cheeseball 80s movie in a really good way. Halloween Aftermath. Is that like one of those Halloween fan films? I've never seen a fan film. Except I did see back in the day the R-rated Power Rangers fan film with James Vanderbeek. May he rest in peace. Very sad. James Vanderbeek passed away very young recently. I did see that for some reason, but I've mostly never seen a fan film. I don't know. It just doesn't. There's something about it. It's like it's just not real. So like I struggle to like care about it. That's probably, I don't know. It's just like a weird mental block I have, and I'm like, it's just a fan film. I'm like, is that? It's not like not a real movie. It's probably unfair. Have you seen The Ghost and Mrs. Muir or All of Us Strangers, and would you consider featuring them in a non-horror ghost movies? I have seen The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. I have talked about it on the channel. I can't remember where. It was a long time. It was a while ago, but I have talked about it. It might have just been one of my old monthly watch list videos back when I did those. But I do like it. It's good. It's a nice little movie. All of Us Strangers, I don't know. So I'd have to look into that. So thank you. Not asking a question, but just letting you know you have an awesome channel. Love the movie selection. Thank you so much. Super appreciate that. What's your favorite subgenre of horror? Hello from Scotland. Hello, hello. Vampires for sure. Vampires are my favorite. Cause like what you got to think with that question is like, what's a subgenre where even if the movie is bad, I'm probably still going to kind of like it because I just like this kind of stuff. Vampires is my answer. Like I'm always down to watch a vampire movie. And then what would be like my second favorite? Might at this point be like haunted houses, ghosts, which it's funny because that definitely did not used to be the case. But just as time goes by, I just fall more and more in love with haunted house movies, ghost movies. Just love them so much, especially if they're period piece. If it's like Victorian England and there's a haunted house, I am in. That's like my favorite kind of thing. Let's see. Hi, Daniel. Just wanted to see that say that I recently watched Dead and Buried. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a really, really good movie. Glad you checked it out. Oh, yeah. You dressed like me, which is what I liked. Right on. That's cool. Oh, let's see. Ooh, one of my favorite movies of all time is Fall of the House of Usher from the 60s. Which of the Edgar Allan Poe movies is your personal favorite? I also love your content. Thank you. I actually did a video. It was last Halloween, like on Halloween day, I dropped a video ranking all of the Roger Corman Edgar Allan Poe movies. Um, I'm really proud of that video. That's another one where like it was a very specific topic, so it didn't perform that well, but I kind of knew that and I decided I was okay with it because I just wanted to do that video. And I'm really proud of that video. I think it turned out good. And my favorite is Pit and the Pendulum. It's that movie's so fun. It's just ridiculously fun. I love it. Let's see. Fan of the scary movie spoof films. Do you have a favorite? Okay, guys. I've never seen a scary movie. Like I've never seen one of those scary movie spoof movies. I remember I've seen part of the first one and it seemed okay, but I've never gone to watch the whole thing. I remember one time, I don't know why, but like I came across one of the scary movie sequels on Netflix and I was like, let me see what this is like. And I click on it. And the first scene is like a guy sitting on the toilet doing very loud business. And I'm like, nah, this isn't for me. And I clicked out of it. And that's the extent of my scary movie knowledge. So I've not seen the new one. Yeah, I'm not a big spoof guy, I guess. Sometimes I am though. Like I love Wet Hot American Summer and I love They Came Together. The same guys made both those movies. I think those are great, but yeah, I've not seen the scary movies. Let's see. Do you ever go to Universal Horror Nights? Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal once. It was, I believe it was 2019. Yeah, it was the year before the world went crazy. So I'm glad I got in before that and loved it. It was awesome. It's just really far away from me because it's either on this coast or that coast, and I am flyover country. I'm right in the middle of the country, so it's a long way to go. But it's funny. My wife and I were just talking about it a little bit today, and my little 3-year-old son expressed like interest, like I want to go, and I said one of these days you will go. I will take you. Let's see. Love your channel. Been a huge horror fan since childhood. Thank you. Read it when I was 13 in 1 week. Thank you for sharing your passion. Greetings from an Italian living in China. Wow, that's very interesting. Very cool. Thank you so much. My favorite horror actor is Vincent Price. Good choice. Very, very good choice. Yeah, I've talked about the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I've also talked about the Ghost of Mrs. Muir too. So I'm sure I talked about both. But Ghost of Mr. Chicken was on last year's Cozy Horror Movies That Feel Like October video. I really liked that video. That was fun. Which 2026 film disappointed you the most so far? Mine is Send Help. Send Help? What's going on? That movie is awesome. I love Send Help. My disappointment, I mean, I want to say Scream 7, but like I wasn't actually disappointed because I just never expected it to be good because that movie just had such a mess of a road to get made. It just seemed like it was just endless drama and I was like, I don't think this is going to work out. And it did not work out. I don't think it worked out at all. Um, but like I can't say it was surprising. So I'm looking at the list of new horror movies in this year I saw. I think that's the only one that I could call disappointing because everything else I liked or like I just didn't expect greatness from. So I can't say it was disappointing. So yeah, I don't have a big disappointment this year so far. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got Eli. Thank you so much for popping in. What's up? Hope you're the family and yourself are doing awesome, my guy. We're doing good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I feel like Mask of the Red Death is like, as far as for favorite Vincent Price movie, it's like the right choice. Like it's probably technically the best, but Pit and the Pendulum is like the most fun for me, so it's my favorite. Oh yeah, love Grabbers. Grabbers was so fun. So yeah, I'm glad you suggested it. Oh, we got a couple of super chats. We got $2, sorry, from Trent Rushton. Mama 2013, directed by Andy Muschietti. Yeah, I did see that. I saw it around the time it came out, but a long time ago. Don't remember it very well. So I actually did buy the Blu-ray a couple of years ago. Like I need to rewatch this, and I've not done it yet. So I do need to give that another shot. I think there's another movie called Mama coming out this year. Is it a sequel? I don't remember. And then we got a 4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Let's see, the Poke Ring with Leviticus coming out. Any consideration to do an LGBT themed vid for Pride Month? Not planning on it. That's another one that like when you do a themed list, like you really got to think, are there a lot of people that are really thinking about seeking out this topic? And that's kind of what you have to go for. And I don't think that video would do that great. And also, I'm not sure. I don't know if I've seen enough to be able to make a list. So I probably have to do a lot of research, probably more than I have time for with one video. So I don't plan to. But I did talk about one just recently. Oh yeah, it was Knock at the Cabin, which could be on there. Knock at the Cabin was great. But yeah, Leviticus, I'm so confused about Leviticus because I saw it pop up in my Regal app, like, oh, this is coming out, but I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't seen a trailer. Anytime I go to the theater, I have no idea what it is. So I need to look into it and see what is that. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Are you a fan of Kolchak, the Night Stalker, Darren McGavin ruled? Yes to the first movie. I really like that. I grew up on it a little. Like my dad was a big fan of it when he was a kid. And he would watch it occasionally when I was a kid. I think I saw a little bit of it, but it wasn't a big part of my childhood. And I also own the second of the TV movies, Kolchak the Night Strangler, but I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I love Darren McGavin. He's awesome. Yeah, funny enough, The Innocents is in Sunday's list. I told you Sunday's video is a ghost movies video, and The Innocents is in there. So there you go. Let's see. Have you seen Death by Temptation? No, but I've heard of it. What is that again? Oh yeah, I've seen this trailer. It's not trailer. I've seen this poster around. But no, I've never seen it. I don't know very much about it. So thank you for the recommendation. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. I discovered your channel in January because I loved The Hitcher and wanted to feel like I wasn't the only one. Oh, did you find my deep dive review? That was one of the last deep dive reviews that I did. Ooh, I just thought of something. So, LGBT themed horror. I did see another one just recently. Bliss, which is not like super, like it's not important to the plot or anything, but it's in there. But I finally watched Bliss. That movie is amazing. Like that movie was insanely good, like way more than I expected it to be. It's a 2019 vampire movie by Jeff Bezos, Josh John Bagos, something Bagos. But that's a really, really cool movie. We got another super chat from Trent Rushton, $5. Thank you so much. Salem's Lot 1979 is my favorite vampire movie. I did not see the remake, but I heard it was not that good. Yeah, the original Salem's Lot is great. I did see the remake. Most people hated it. So what you heard was right. I actually liked it. I didn't love it. It's certainly not as good as the 79 version. It has it has a lot of problems. Like it's kind of a mess because it got cut down a lot. It's like 2 hours long. It was originally, I think, three. So I would love it if there was a director's cut because you can feel it. Like you can feel it's just missing stuff. It's just zipping from point to point. But as somebody who like knows the story, the fact that it was skipping around was like kind of okay for me because I could fill in the gaps myself in my brain, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good enough. I thought it was, and it was a movie I was super looking forward to because it had been on the shelf for years. It was supposed to come out way before it did, and Warner Brothers just shelved it, and then they finally dropped it on HBO Max. So I'd been anticipating a lot, and I was just happy to have seen it, and I had a good enough time with it. Let's see. Oh man, I recently watched some Regaro Regaro. I was afraid how to pronounce that. Regaro Diodato films like Cannibal Holocaust and House at the Edge of the Park. Boy, that dude is like a bit much for me. So Cannibal Holocaust is a movie that I admit I've never been able to successfully make it all through. Um, it's just it's kind of past my limit. Like I just don't want to watch that. House at the Edge of the Park, I actually put on not long ago, and if you've seen the movie, the first scene is what it is, and I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood. Like I don't wanna. And I like read about it a little bit after that and found like that's a lot of the movie. And I was like, I don't want to watch that. Um, yeah, so he makes pretty hardcore movies. Let's see. I feel really weird and out of the loop. I've seen all these new horror films. Obsession, Backroom Sinners, all these massive movies that are beloved. I just didn't like any of them. Am I sick? Gosh, maybe. Like especially Obsession and Sinners. Like I don't know, those movies are just like so entertaining. That's kind of surprising to me to not like them. Backrooms. When I saw Backrooms, I like Backrooms, but I thought like a lot of people are gonna hate this because it is really really weird. And I thought like, man, for a big mainstream movie in theaters, it's incredibly weird. And then it made like crazy amounts of money. So what do I know? It was super successful. But I like Backrooms, but it is pretty bizarre. So I don't really blame anybody for not liking it. Have you watched any Video Nasties? Absolutely. Yeah. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Like, I mean, you can't be an 80s horror fan and not see a lot of Video Nasties. There's just so many classics in there. Let's see. Are you interested in seeing Godzilla minus zero? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Godzilla minus one. I only saw it for the first time this year, actually. I finally caught up with it and it blew me away. It is unbelievably good. So of course, yeah, really looking forward to Godzilla minus zero. Fan of any of Scorsese's? So Martin Scorsese movies? Of course. Yeah, I mean, a fan of probably most of his movies that I've seen. But Goodfellas is easily my favorite. I will say Martin Scorsese, he's a great director. I give him all the respect in the world. He's not a personal all-time favorite director. Because like the only one of his movies I would put like on my personal favorite movies of all time list is Goodfellas. But then most of the movies I've seen from him, I would still say that's really, really good, you know? So yeah, definitely, certainly a fan of Scorsese. Let's see. Favorite De Palma movie. Carrie. It's just got to be Carrie. Carrie's just one of my favorite things ever. But also love Body Double, Blowout, Dress to Kill. Yeah, De Palma's great. He's awesome. Let's see. Any favorite mid-century 1940s to 50s horror? I can't remember any from your past videos. Of course, absolutely. I've actually, again, Sunday's video coming out. It's got a 1940s movie on there. In fact, I regularly get people commenting like, "Oh, always throwing a black and white horror movie in there." Yeah, yeah, I do for sure. But yeah, I mean, I've ranked my favorite horror movies of every decade. So I've done the 40s and the 50s. So those are out there on the channel. Oh, let's see. Just wanted to thank you for your channel. Enjoy its feel. Love how you connect with your father and now your son through movies. It's inspirational. Yeah, yeah. You know, my dad showed me a lot of movies growing up, a lot of very old movies, which is one reason that I've always been used to old movies and I've never had like the barrier of getting into stuff from before my time. And I love to watch stuff with my kid. Like right now, you know, like I feel like when he was really little, his attention span was such he'd just sit with me and watch anything. Now he's a little more particular. So his favorite thing is Spidey and his amazing friends. It's a pretty bad Spider-Man show in my opinion, but it's kind of for babies, and he loves that. But I did watch some of the Batman with him recently. The Batman cartoon from the mid 2000s, like around the time Batman Begins came out. That was the most important Batman show to me when I was a kid. That was like my era, though I still loved the 90s one. But I watched some of that one with him, and that was a lot of fun. That show is still great. Do you have a letterbox or any other review site? Yes, I absolutely have a letterbox. I think you'll just find me as Daniel Cobwebs. I think that's my username on there. No, it's just Cobwebs channel. My username is Cobwebs channel. And I post religiously on there. I never miss logging things on letterbox. I don't review things very often because I review things here, so I don't really see the need to review things in two places. But I will sometimes leave a review if it's like a little joke or something. But for the most part, I just rate. But you can follow me there. What's the weirdest movie you've ever seen? That's tough. Like, how do you do that off the top of your head? I've seen a lot of weird movies. The weirdest movie I've ever seen. You know, honestly, and it's funny that it's a mainstream movie, but when I saw The Substance, that felt like it could have been the weirdest movie I've ever seen. And the fact that it became such a mainstream hit is fascinating. You know, Malignant up there, super weird. Those are just a couple that come to mind right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is very overt LGBT commentary to it. Like you could say it's subtext, but it's almost so overt that it's kind of just the text, which makes it all the weirder that the director claims that he didn't notice it, or it's like, really? I don't know why. I don't know if that's true, if he actually didn't notice it. But yeah, I mean, if anybody makes a list of like the top LGBT horror movies, like they're probably going to put Nightmare on Elm Street 2 at number one. It's like the most discussed one. Colton saw an early screening of Leviticus. Well, let us know. What'd you think? Was it good? I haven't heard anything about it. Let's see. What's your favorite Wings Hauser movie? Oh, that's got to be Vice Squad. Vice Squad, baby. And you know that's the best Wings Hauser performance. Like if you just want to see the pinnacle of what Wings Hauser is capable of, Vice Squad is your movie. It's not a horror movie, but it is such a dark and nasty and vile crime thriller. It's awesome. Really good. Just left Leviticus. Sorry, I'm hopping in for weird time. Go watch Leviticus, everybody. It's solid. Okay, sweet. We got some support for it in here. What's your dream horror movie that never came out slash was canceled? Well, for a little bit there, it was Salem's Lot, but then it finally came out. Um, as far as a horror movie, I don't think I have an answer as well, not as far as one that was in development and then just never came out. I'm not sure if that's what you mean, but I do have a dream horror movie that, like, as far as I know, was never considered, but that is a classic Hammer Sleepy Hollow movie. That's what I've always wanted. Like, I want it to be made in the late 50s, early 60s, like that classic Hammer era. I want Peter Cushing as Ichabod Crane. I want Christopher Lee as the Headless Horseman. That's what I want. Now, thankfully, Tim Burton gave us a Hammer tribute of a Sleepy Hollow movie, and that's great, but I would have loved to have seen a classic Hammer version of it. But as far as the movie, not a horror movie, but a movie that was canceled that never came out, well, it's funny, going back to Tim Burton. Tim Burton's Superman Lives, you know, I would have loved to have seen Superman Lives. I don't even care if it would be bad. Like, I just want to see it. Let's see. Ooh, I can't remember if I heard about that. A24 is doing an adaptation of Mask of the Red Death. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, how can you not be excited for that? That's got to be awesome. I got to tell you, I am so not on the A24 hate train. Some people love to be cool and hate A24, but They make a lot of good stuff, or they release a lot of good stuff at least, because they do just acquire stuff a lot. Uh oh, come. Oh yeah. David. Hitchcock's Trouble with Harry. Love it. Love it. I've actually put it on two of my fall movies lists already. No, it's not horror. Yeah, it's a dark comedy for sure, and it's phenomenal. It is the pinnacle of cozy fall atmosphere on film. Like it's never been topped. So good. I've never heard of Cabal. I don't know about that one. Let's see. Ooh, one of my favorite Price movies. A lot of people talk about some Price in the chat. Is Monster Club. Haven't seen that come up in your videos yet. Well, it's funny enough. I literally have a deep dive review of that video you can watch. I don't have a lot of deep dive reviews, but I do have one for the Monsters Club, and I've also put it on. I think I put it on a Tubi list a few months back, something like that. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun. Which remake? There are two. Salem's Lot. Well, funny enough, I'm talking about the recent one that came out. I think it was last year. Maybe it was the year before, but the recent Salem's Lot. But technically, I say that Salem's Lot is not a remake. It is the first ever Salem's Lot movie, because every other Salem's Lot has been a TV miniseries. The original is a TV miniseries. I know there was a shortened version put out in Europe, but one, I'm not European, and two, nobody watches that short version. Everybody watches the TV version. So it's a TV miniseries. And then the one with Rob Lowe, also a TV miniseries. So there's really only one Salem's Lot movie, and it's the recent one. It's just the truth. Let's see. Yes. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, I think I couldn't find like I thought that I sent you like a message or something. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm sorry if I never reached out to you, but yes, I did. I unboxed it actually in a reel on my Instagram. So I don't know if you're on Instagram, but you can find me on Instagram, and I did just a video where I unboxed it. And yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. I keep meaning to get a frame for it, and I might put it right back there for a little while. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. I've not seen the show from. I've seen advertisements for it, but I don't know much about it. But it's just really hard for me to find the time to watch shows. Let's see. Yeah, and the thing with the new Salem's Lot is like, a lot of people were really angry that it was all cut up like that and everything. And I was just like, you know, we know this story. Like we can kind of fill in the blanks and like you still have an enjoyable time with it. But I remember when it came out, like I put out a review of it, like a dedicated review of it, and it was before it was like really early. Like I hadn't seen a lot of reactions. And my comment section has never been so bleak. It was a horrible place. People were so angry about that movie. And I was just like, geez, like I know it's not great, but maybe we can not act like it beat us up and left us for dead. Like, good grief. Oh boy. Can you recommend a good 4K player? Not really. No, I'm not knowledgeable about that kind of techie stuff. There are a lot of people out there that are. Like you might reach out to like Ken over at Mid Level Media, but I don't know. I have a 4K player. I don't know if it's the best or anything like that. Have I seen Parents? I have seen Parents. I believe I have the Vestron Blu-ray over there. Yeah, did not like it. At least not on a first watch. That was a movie that was weird in a way I did not enjoy. And I was like, did not enjoy Parents, sadly. Wanted to, but no. Which movie you own the longest time is still not watched? Oh, I don't know. Um, Flesh and the Fiends is up there. Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. Because the problem is, if I own it and I haven't watched it, it's not really a top of mind. It's not something I'm thinking about. Let's see. You're very welcome. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it. Let's see. What do you think about elevated horror? Not enough straightforward, in my opinion. Yeah, I do have thoughts on the elevated horror thing. First of all, I know a lot of people like to get upset about the term because, and I understand why, like they find it condescending. It's like, oh, this is elevated horror, but all this stuff over there that I love is like less than. I get it. I get having that reaction, but the fact is, like, I don't know. I don't think there was any one specific person that decided that was the term. That just kind of became the term everybody said. And there's not really, it's not much we can do about that at this point. And when you say elevated horror, like we know what you're talking about. Like I understand. I know you're not saying this is elevated and this is crap over here, but you're kind of saying like it's the A24 vibe. It's like the movies that were influenced by The Witch and The Babadook, the movies that came out in the wake of those that have that A24 vibe, that have, they're kind of characterized by like they have some deeper meanings, they have really strong performances, strong cinematography, and they have that kind of off-tune violin score. That's kind of how all these movies are. I love these movies. Like if you give me a list of like elevated horror movies, the ones that people typically consider under those, like I love most of them. Do I consider them elevated above most horror movies? Maybe some, not all. I don't really care about that. But I think largely they're good movies. Not enough straightforward in my opinion. I'm fine with that. Like I love my straightforward movies, but if a movie wants to be more allegorical, if it can do it in a good way, um, then I'm fine with that. I'll tell you one like movie that maybe would be considered elevated horror. There was like, it was not a good version of it for me. Was I saw the TV Glow, which I loved for like 2/3 of it. 2/3 of it, I thought it was great because I understood its deeper meaning and I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting tackling that subject. And I thought the plot of the actual just on the surface plot of the movie was really interesting. But a thing happens in the third act. Like it felt like it literally just kind of threw its plot in the garbage. And it was like, no, we don't care about this. This doesn't matter. And I was like, what? I was into that. Like that was interesting. And it became clear that like it's only allegorical and the plot doesn't matter. And I was like, it doesn't work for me. Like I'm down for the allegory, but I need the actual plot too. So that was for me a movie that was disappointing because I still think about parts of that movie and I'm like, there are parts of it that are so cool, but it just like I felt like the filmmaker didn't even care about the plot by the end of the film. Anyway, tangent. Let's see. Uh, dude, that's fine. You're probably new around here. Do you like the old Universal horror movies? Yes, I'm obsessed with them. I'm born and bred on Universal horror. Absolutely love them. What do you think of Nightbreed? No, I haven't reviewed it here on the channel. I've seen it many years ago, too long ago to give you thoughts on it. So I need to go back and revisit it. I have it on Blu-ray and I've been meaning to do that. Let's see. Would you do a top 10 list of backwoods horror? Oh, totally. And that'll come. Honestly, like that'll probably be next year's summer horror list. Like this year I did Cabin in the Woods horror. Next year I'll probably do just like backwoods horror, like those kind of movies exactly. And Just Before Dawn. Actually, an upcoming video I'll talk about Wrong Turn. The Wrong Turn movies, totally in that vein. So for sure. Let's see. How about a list of movies you own physical but haven't watched, comparing why you own them, contrasted with your feelings after having watched them? I'm not going to do that because that's just not what this channel is. Like that is a video for a physical media channel. Like Ken from Mid Level Media, he may have done that. He's probably done that video. But since I'm not like I have physical media, but I'm not a physical media channel, what I do is I review movies. So if I did a video that's not reviewing movies, it's just talking about stuff that I have. That's just not what I do. So that's the only reason. Let's see. Did Cold Storage beginning remind you of the Andromeda strain? Yes, but I actually not watched all of the Andromeda strain. I tried to watch it for my video I did, I think it was last year on virus horror movies. And I did not like it. I hate to say this because I always think it's annoying when people say this about movies that I love, but I thought it was really boring. I was just really bored. And I only got like halfway through. But I do remember that first half well enough that yes, the beginning of Cold Storage did remind me of that. Let's see. The Boston Strangler, crazy good serial killer flick starring Tony Curtis. I've not seen that. That sounds very interesting. I'm glad you put that on my radar. I don't know about that. Let's see. Have you ever watched a movie called Doppelganger with Demi Moore? No, I do not know that movie. Interesting. Thoughts on Dash Cam? I've also never seen, heard about it. I heard really mixed opinions. Yeah, it seems like a lot of almost universally despised, but I do know some people that actually really liked it, but I've not seen it yet. Hey, thank you so much, Russ. Thank you for being here. Longtime follower from Spain. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm probably gonna wrap things up fairly soon. I've been going for 2 hours now, but I want to see what people are talking about a little more recently. Let's see. Yeah, Martyrs, traumatized for life by it. Cannot find the courage for a rewatch. I've actually not seen it. That is the number one movie that I want to see, but I'm too scared to watch. So like I even have a video in mind for it that I plan to watch it for, but I never want to watch it. I just never want to, especially since like I recently, so another movie like that like I wanted to see, but I was a little too scared to watch, was the Poughkeepsie tapes. And I did watch that recently. And that movie is just so vile that like it bothered me for a couple of days after. And I was like, you know what? If Martyrs is going to make me feel like that, I just don't want to feel like that. I just hate torture. I just hate movies. I often hate movies that are about capturing someone, kidnapping somebody, holding them hostage and torturing them. That's just like that bothers me more than most any other subject matter. And I know that's like all what Martyrs is, so that's why I've not watched it. Let's see. Been getting a lot of great Tubi recs from your channel. Love it. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I make a Tubi video every month, like start of every month lately, and that's been fun. I've not seen Abominable. I think that's got Lance Henriksen, right? I'm kind of curious to see it, but I've not seen it. Let's see. Are you a fan of found footage? And do you have a working VCR? Would love to see a care package of slightly new released found footage VHS from my company. Oh, that's cool. Um, yes, I'm a fan of found footage. Actually, I did a video on my top 25 found footage movies just a few months ago. I loved making that video. It was really fun. Um, I do not have a working VCR. I do have a VHS collection, like as like just to have as a collection and also like decoration, like I display them. So I would gladly take those VHS tapes and I would happily display them. I can't actually play them though, at least at this point. One day I would like to get a tube TV with a built-in VHS thing. I don't know where I would put it, but that's a thing I'd like to have. But yeah, if you want to send me those, you can email me at cobwebspodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram and we can talk. All right, let's see. It's 4:54 in Sweden, so I have to go to sleep for a couple of hours. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, get that sleep. Dang, that is late or early. I've been watching a lot of 80s comedies on Tubi based on your recommendations. Just want to say thank you for introducing me to a few new ones. Oh, yeah, you're very welcome. 80s comedies is one of those things where, like, I can watch any 80s comedy, and even if it's bad, I'm probably still going to enjoy it. Like, I'm just so in the bag for 80s comedies. I just love them. Yeah, I want to see The Lift. The Lift from 1983. I came across that when I was like, digging for more movies to watch recently, and I found that I think it's Dutch. It's European of some kind. I think it's a Dutch movie. But I do plan to see it. I've not watched it yet, but it's on my list. Waxwork sadism segment threw me for a loop the first time I saw it. Way too young as a kid. Yeah, man. I remember talking about Waxwork with some people on a podcast a while back, and I love Waxwork. But yeah, for so much of it, it like that's a cozy horror movie. Like it's super fun. But then the sadism, the what is that guy's name? The Marquis de Sade segment is so messed up. And I'm like, what is this doing in this movie? Like, only in the 80s. I really like that movie. Um, your John Waters pick. I've actually only ever seen one John Waters movie. I've seen Crybaby, and I was not a big fan of it. I don't think the John Waters vibe is for me because like the overall like insane hyper crazy vibe of it I didn't really like, and I've heard that like that's like the most toned down version of that for him. So I'm not rushing to go watch more John Waters personally. But I like John Waters as a person from what I know, because anytime I see like a quote from John Waters, I'm like, he seems like a cool guy. But I just don't seem to be. I'm not rushing to see his movies. That's another one that's on my list. I do want to watch it. Don't Go in the House for 1979, but I've not seen it yet. What are your favorite 70s made for TV horror movies? And would you do a top 10 list? I would like to do that. And that's kind of always in the back of my mind of doing that one of these days, but I've not done it yet. Oddly enough, like I know the obvious answer is Salem's Lot. And it would be number one or number two. But what might be number one is Frankenstein, the true story. It's a TV British version of Frankenstein. It's 3 hours if you watch it all in one sitting, a two-parter. So it's a mini series like Salem's Lot. It is amazing. Like it is so powerful. And when I watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which was disappointing for me, I didn't hate it, but it was not what I want. It was not what I was hoping it would be. I remember thinking like, this reminds me of Frankenstein, the true story, but not as good for a few different reasons. And I talked about that in a video a while back, but that might actually be my number one. I love that. But what are some other ones? I like Kolchak the Night Stalker. Is it Don't Go in the House, the one with the tiny little demons? That's a fun one. Not Don't Go in the House. That's, you just mentioned that. It's Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. That's it. That's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of good 70s TV horror flicks. Let's see. I can't remember in any of your videos. Children shouldn't play with dead things. People bring that movie up to me all the time. I saw it years ago. It was years ago, granted. I did not like it. I did love the atmosphere of it, and the zombies look terrifying. It's actually a Bob Clark movie. But from what I remember, the majority of that movie is listening to that one really pretentious hippie guy just pontificate and monologue on and on and on. And I found him such an insufferable character that I really struggled with that movie. It's one that I always think like one of these days I'll go back and give that a second chance, but I'm just never in the mood. I'm never really in the mood for it. But a lot of you guys love it. People talk to me about it all the time. No, that's like that's one of the top movies on my list of I'm scared to watch it and I won't watch it. Like based on what I know about it, that is subject matter that I don't want any part of. So I do not intend to watch that. I like Inside though. Like I feel like the top two French extremity movies that people talk about as the most disturbing are Martyrs and Inside. And Martyrs has always been like the one I was most nervous about. So I was like, well, let me watch Inside. And I liked it. And it wasn't too much. Wasn't too much for me. I liked it. But the thing is, different subject matter. Inside is about somebody breaking into your house and trying to kill you. I'm fine with that. Like there's no version of that like I can't watch, basically. But Martyrs is kidnapping people, holding them hostage, slowly torturing them. That's the thing that I don't like. So that's why I haven't watched that one. Let's see. Who is the greatest horror protagonist and why is it Bob from House by the Cemetery? Absolutely. I actually had a joke and I did a deep dive review of House by the Cemetery and I showed a picture from the AFI's list of the greatest heroes in horror history. And their number one, if you don't know, is Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. And I just scratched that out and I wrote Bob. And I was like, look at this, everybody. Bob is the number one. Anyway, that's the kind of great jokes you can expect in those deep dive reviews. You know what's funny? Some said I don't do torture unless it's meaningful psychologically, like an audition. I watched Audition a long time ago, and it was not near as disturbing as I was expecting. Like not even close. I was like, oh, like this isn't that bad. Like I wasn't really disturbed by Audition at all, for some reason. Before you go, can you recommend a movie for me and my girlfriend to watch? We usually watch videos for it, but I want to try to get in live from the source. If you are okay, no. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say The Clove Hitch Killer. I watched it recently, and it's one of those rare times that I was watching a movie just to watch it by myself, but my wife was around. and she just got sucked into it, and she ended up watching the whole thing with me. And she hasn't done that in a while because she's not as into horror movies as she used to be, as opposed to me, who just gets more obsessed all the time. But she just got sucked in. So it's one that'll grab your attention. And it's a serial killer movie, but it's about a couple of teenagers like trying to figure out if somebody they know is a serial killer. And it's good. I really liked it. And it has a great like small town autumn kind of atmosphere to it, like I like. So the Clove Hitch Killer. That's my pick. Oh, let's see. Have you seen Dead Alive? Absolutely. I love Dead Alive. I talked about it just recently on my last underrated 90s movies list. And I had some people push back like, oh man, I had this one guy. It was the most dramatic version of pushing back on this. Some people are pushing back on Dead Alive being underrated. And, that's fine. Underrated is such a nebulous term. At this point, I kind of consider underrated like it's a YouTube word. Like it's a word that I use just to quickly and simply explain to people this is a list of like the movies that people don't talk about all the time. There's no Scream here. There's no, big major classics. And it's just kind of to communicate that it's a term that doesn't have a mathematical definition. But anyway, and so one guy was like, oh, Dead Alive. Oh, that's underrated. Well, I suppose Fellowship of the Ring is underrated too. And just because they're both directed by Peter Jackson, but I'm like, it's a little difference between the box office and the awards and the Oscar consideration between Fellowship of the Ring and Dead Alive. Pretty big difference there. And the thing about Dead Alive also, I felt comfortable calling it underrated because it's been like erased from existence. You can't stream it. It's not streamable on any streaming service for any price. And it's not it hasn't been in print on physical media in forever. Like it's just ignored at this point. You can watch it on YouTube, thankfully. So somebody uploaded it there. So that's great. Like as a bootleg. But yeah, it's sad. That movie really, I hope that movie gets back in circulation soon. It certainly deserves it. It's awesome. Let's see. Ooh, somebody said they're a fan of The Lift. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I watched an interesting movie on Prime last night called Extraordinary. It was pretty good. You should check it out if you get the chance. Comedy, Satanist Possession, Irish atmosphere film. Well, that sounds awesome to me. I'm going to look this up. Oh, I've seen this. I feel like somebody had this as their, it looks familiar. Like I've seen this poster before. Oh, it's starring Will Forte. I like Will Forte. I'm going to check this out. Oh, and one of my buddies he's like my top cozy horror friend where we share a love for that kind of stuff. He gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. So that's great. I'm going to check that out. Thank you. Let's see. Ooh. Here we go. This person asked for a recommendation. Thank you. You put out so many good movies. Clove Bitch Killer. Clove Bitch Killer is the movie for tonight. You're the best. All right. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. That's great. Let's see. You watching the World Cup games? No, I'm not a sports person even slightly. Like I'll watch a sports movie from time to time, but I don't care about sports in real life. I never have. I joked to my wife recently that if either of our kids get into sports and play a sport, and which is possible because my wife was sporty in school, so they could get it from her. They wouldn't get it from me. And they get into sports and they go to have sports games. It'll be my first ever experience watching a sports game and caring about what happens. I have never in my life watched a sports game and cared whatsoever what happens. So like, even if it's like my school, like I've never cared if my school wins a sporting game. That never mattered to me. But if it's my kid, I will care and that'll be fun. Anyway. Peter Jackson, most underrated forgotten movie is Meet the Feebles. See, and that guy would say to you, oh, Meet the Feebles is underrated. I guess Return of the King is too. Movie that won Best Picture. Like, come on. All right. Anyway. We got a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Have you ever seen Thesis? Gonna watch it tonight. No, I don't know what that is. Let me look it up. Thesis. Thesis came up. Could it be Thesis? There's a movie from Thesis called Thesis from 1996. Oh, and it says its alternate title is Thesis, so it's a foreign film of some kind. So that's in the other language. Looks Spanish. Oh, it's in Alejandro Alejandro Amenabar movie, who directed The Others. Okay, cool. So I know the director, but I don't know this movie. Okay, cool. Oh, let's see. Zombie Baby was top notch. In Dead Alive, oh, absolutely. I think was my letterbox review like that's one of the greatest characters in cinema history, something like that. Like I might like AFI top villains of all time, scratch out Travis Bickle, who I think is their number one, and write in Zombie Baby, Dead Alive. That would be my pick. Oh jeez. Okay, so Savannah says my boyfriend isn't a horror fan, but he's interested in watching Grabbers because of your recommendation. Thank you so much. Cool. Yeah, that would be a good movie for a non-horror fan because it's not like spooky or scary. You know, it's monsters, alien monsters, and it has a lot of like kind of action-packed sequences and a lot of laughs. Like that's totally a movie a non-horror fan could get into. Yeah, heck yeah, I've seen Leave Her to Heaven. I believe I've got the Criterion right there. Yes, I do. Yes, there it is. I have it on Criterion. Had to remind myself. Yeah, really good. Like that's a movie that like it starts out like a Douglas Sirk style melodrama, but it gets dark. Like it just keeps getting darker and darker. And yeah, Vincent Price is in a supporting role. Good stuff. I don't get the point of sports outside maybe the Olympics. Yeah, see, that's not really me. I don't need sports to have a point. Like, I understand that people just like think it's fun, and that's fine with me. But just there's like, I don't know, like I wasn't born with this piece of my brain that gets why it's fun. Like, it just doesn't matter to me. Um, but that's just because I'm just so drawn to fiction and I'm so drawn to storytelling and watching humans deal with things. So I love movies, I love stories so much. But when it's just people just playing a game, I don't care about watching that. Oh, let's see. What is your favorite Halloween film? So I'm not sure if you're talking about Halloween holiday film or a Halloween franchise, but either way, it's the same. It's Halloween from 1978. The basic answer, but for me, it's the right answer. Are you into NECA? I don't know Mezco, but NECA kind of. I have some NECAs. I've got Michael Myers, I've got Jason, I've got four of their Universal Monsters ones, and I've got their two Hammer ones they've done so far. They've just done Van Helsing and Dracula. I have both of those. So I get them occasionally, but I'm not a big collector of them. My best friend, Chris, he is a diehard collector of them. So he has like a whole room in his house dedicated to his figure collecting. It's got stuff everywhere. But I've just got a few. Oh, let's see. The Others is another loose adaptation of The Turn of the Screw. Is it considered that? I've never heard anybody say that. I feel like that would be really loose. Like, I could grant that it maybe, I could grant that it took some inspiration, but I don't think it's an adaptation of it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but I do love it. The Others is awesome. Any love for Kronos here? I like Kronos. I don't love Kronos, but I think it's pretty. It's one of my least favorite Del Toro movies, but still Del Toro, so I still like it. Are you into music? Absolutely. I love music. I love a lot of different kinds of music. So the stuff that I gravitate to the most these days, so I love folk music. I like acoustic. I like country music if it feels kind of like earthy and folksy. It's not like country pop. Um, so like I love Lord Huron. I love Camp with two A's. They're like my favorite band working right now. But then I also love, like 80s style synth wave, like the Midnight. I love actual 80s music. See, when it comes to like pre 90s, I love like I love 80s music, 70s music, 60s music. I love old music in general. I love jazz. Uh, when I was growing up in the 2000s, I was really into the like kind of like the singer songwriter alternative scene that was big then with like John Mayer and and Jason Mraz and Matt Nathanson. I loved all that stuff and Matchbox 20, and I've kind of gotten back into that stuff for nostalgic reasons in recent years. So yeah, I love it. I love tons of different kind of music, but I'm not that into metal. Although I do like Ghost because that's like really that's like fun metal, but especially when it's like screaming and stuff. I'm not really into metal or rap. So I kind of like I like music that's a little more relaxing. That tends to be what I gravitate to more. Let's see. Did you like Exit 8? Not seen it yet, but I do plan to watch it soon. I will watch it soon. I'm definitely interested in it. What are your thoughts on the Hatchet series with Kane Hodder? I've seen them all. I really like the first one. I don't think any of the sequels even hold a candle to the first one. I think all the sequels are like kind of the same. They're all like the same level of okay. So I don't think any of them are awful. But I think they're all kind of okay. But then the first one I really do like. I think it's solid. Are those two shelves behind you all your movies? No, definitely not. I kind of said this in an earlier question, but I can say it again. So I got a great big shelf on the wall right in front of me. That's like all my most of my studio stuff. I've got a rotating four-sided shelf right over there. And then I've got a small shelf in the opposite room over there that has my DVDs, but I don't have very many DVDs at this point because when I upgrade to Blu-ray, I get rid of the DVD, and at this point, I have very few DVDs. So yeah, there's kind of movies all over the place. And then my VHS collection is like on this shelf right next to the TV, right down there. Who is the scariest character not in a horror movie? You know who pops up to mind is Anton Chigurh from gosh, I'm so brain dead at this point. No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem's character from No Country for Old Men, scary guy. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, let's see. A lot of people are yeah, excited about the World Cup. Cool. Yeah, yeah. I certainly don't. The sports absolutely brings people together, and I think it's great. And you know what? The one thing I do love about sports. I mean, it's not really about sports. I love a sports bar. I love to go to a sports bar and like have a burger and a beer. That's just a great pleasure in life. Even though I don't care about sports, I love the atmosphere of all the TVs and the memorabilia around. I think it's fun. Have a good one, Mark. Thank you for dropping by. Can't do it at this point. I would have a lot of research to do. You know what? French Extremity movie I think it'll be the next one I watch is Frontiers. I'm curious about Frontiers. I do want to watch that one. But I've seen Inside and I've seen High Tension. Is that it at this point? That might be it at this point. Yeah. So I haven't dived into that much yet. Thoughts on Jeffrey Combs? Love Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs rules. He makes every movie better. It was great to see him recently in Stream. Stream is a slash movie that came out last year. And I totally like Jeffrey Combs cameos in a lot of movies, especially these days. So I kind of expected that, but no, he's a major role in that movie. And that was really nice to see. He was really good in it. It's not a great movie, but it was fun and he was great in it. Oh, let's see. Ooh. Seen a movie the other day called A Knight's War. It was cheesy fun with knights and witches. That's my jam. What's this? I gotta look this up. Here we go. Let's see. Looks cool. Cool. I'm gonna add it to my watch list. Thank you. That sounds fun. The other's what we call a loose screw. Yeah, like if you're talking about like, it's a haunted house movie and there are kids and maybe they're a little bit creepy, then like, yeah, there's some like a little bit of inspiration, but it doesn't like as far as the story, I don't think there's much in common. Let's see. Do you like Skinny Puppy? No, feed that puppy. Feed that puppy. Plump him up a little bit. No, I don't know if that's a band or something, but I don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's a band. Sounds like a band. What movie surprised you the most in 2026 so far? Oh, easy call. Like nothing has shocked me more than Iron Lung. Cause I almost went to Iron Lung like under protest. I did not care about seeing that movie at all. Like it's based on a video game. It's made by a YouTuber that I didn't know. I know a lot of people thought when I said that in a video, a lot of people thought that was crazy. I did not know Markiplier, but I didn't because I'm not a gamer. Um, and from everything I heard about it, I thought it sounded so boring. But I went to see it and I loved it. I don't think it's like I don't technically think it's like incredible, but like it was so much better than I expected and I had a really good experience with it and I just thought like the ideas of it and the creativity it took to make that into a movie was so impressive. By far the biggest surprise. So I'm a big fan of that one. How do you like horror but not listen to metal? Listen to Acid Bath. I mean, the experience of watching a horror movie and listening to metal music are very different. I do I acknowledge that horror metal is the music genre that dips into horror the most by far, which has been a bit of a bummer for me because typically when I listen to horror infused metal music, I don't like it because I'm just not that into metal. But I do like Ghost. But also, I made a community post about this a while ago, saying that my favorite horror infused music is like folk country music. So if you got like a folksy, like earthy country song that's about ghosts or witchcraft, Murder by Death is a band that does exactly that kind of thing. I think their genre is technically gothic country. I love that kind of thing. So that's just personal taste. It's just a style of music that I prefer. I just, like I said, like I tend to gravitate to music I find more relaxing. So when it's really loud and it's banging and it's screaming, it's just not my bag. It's just not the kind of thing I gravitate to. Thank you, Billy the Kid. I really appreciate that. Kind words. I'm a metal girl, love Ghost, and I kind of like I find a lot about like the metal subculture. I think it's cool. I actually like it when movies are about metalheads. So like I like Devil's Candy. I like Deathgasm. I actually like a lot of metal movies. I just don't listen to the music much myself. I only like Ghost's first album. It's like an evil blue oyster cult. Totally. That's actually a really good comparison. Yeah. But I like all their albums. Let's see. I am live, Retromonger. Not for much longer. I need to sign off soon. But I know it's been a long time, but I'm very happy to finally be back. Yeah, King Diamond is one that when I heard somebody talking about him, I thought, well, that sounds great. And I listened to it. It's just not my thing. I just don't like that style of music. I wish I did, honestly. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Ever seen A Matter of Life and Death from 1946? Yes, that's a Powell and Pressburger movie. I did a podcast on it actually a long time ago, and yeah, great. Interesting, like version of the afterlife where a guy has to like have a trial to possibly like get his life back. I believe it's David Niven in the lead. Really good, beautiful visuals, so well made. Good call. Do you like Nolan? His new movie Odyssey is coming out soon. Yes, I do like Nolan. He's not like my favorite thing ever, like for a lot of people, but I like him. But I am so excited for the Odyssey. Like I'm so hyped. Like it almost feels like my most anticipated movie right now. But technically, my most anticipated is Robert Eggers' Werewolf. But we haven't seen much from that yet, so it's hard to get too excited. But so I went to see Disclosure Day last week, the new Spielberg movie, which I liked. I don't think it's amazing, but I liked it. I know a lot of people are mad about it. But right before Disclosure Day started, they played the new Odyssey trailer, and that trailer just rocked so hard that when it ended and Disclosure Day started, I was just like, I just want to watch the Odyssey. Like, I honestly don't want to watch Disclosure Day right now. I just want to watch the Odyssey. But yeah, the Odyssey, like, I don't know, like there's just like a filmmaking power in those trailers that just gets me in them. And I love Matt Damon, big Matt Damon guy. So the fact that Matt Damon is Odysseus it sounds awesome. So hyped. Let's see. Ever seen Sword and the Sorcerer from the 80s? I That's the Albert Pune one. No, I haven't. I don't think so. I've seen the Fulci one, Conquest. I sometimes get those movies mixed up, but I don't think I've seen Sword and Sorcerer yet. But I do really want to do a list one of these days on 80s fantasy movies because I have seen a lot of them, but there's a few others I want to check out, and that's one of them. So I'll watch it for that video whenever I do that video. I loved Send Help or Return to Form for Raimi. Yeah, I would say so. Although it is different. I think it's pretty different from anything else he's ever done. I mean, it's got those Raimi flourishes, but it feels like him trying something new in a good way. So it's not exactly him going back to total greatest hits, but I really liked it. I thought it was a great time. Really good script. And like the filmmaking is great, but it's really well written. And Rachel McAdams' performance and Dylan O'Brien are both so good. Yes, I have seen May. I reviewed it on the channel a little while back. I do like it. So many video game movies are looking cool this year. I couldn't tell you any off the top of my head because I'm not a gamer. Oh, Resident Evil. Right, Resident Evil's coming out. Um, but I've been saying this for a while. I think video game movies are the future, and that I think the superhero genre is already dying off. I think it's going to continue that decline, and I think video game movies are going to take over because people that are like in their 20s are now more nostalgic for video games than they are nostalgic for superheroes. Like my generation was nostalgic for superheroes. I'm not happy about this because I'm not into video games and I don't know that I really care about video game movies, but I do think it seems to be the future. Would you call Fight Club a psychological horror film? I wouldn't. But if somebody said that, I wouldn't argue with them. And I don't argue genre really. So if you want to call it a horror film, that's fine. But I would not. I it's funny, like what genre is Fight Club? It kind of defies genre expectations. Like it's a dark comedy, it's a thriller, it's a drama. I would call it all of those before I would go horror, personally. Oh, geez. When you watch Sword and Sorcerer and the sorcerer's thrown off a cliff, just know the stuntman actually died doing it. Yikes. I never heard about that. Usually you hear about those things with like the Twilight Zone movie. Never heard about that one. That's really sad. Yes, I have seen They Will Kill You. I saw it in theaters and I reviewed it on the channel a couple of times actually. And thought it was awesome. Thought it was super fun. Just crazy. It was for me it was the better Ready or Not 2. Very similar movies, like very similar, but I thought They Will Kill You was the way cooler version. What do you think of Jacques Tourneur, who made Curse of the Demon? Really like him. Yeah, he made that. He made a lot of Val Lewton movies like I Walked with a Zombie. He made some noir films, some westerns. Yeah, I'm a fan of him. Let's see. Goblin is the best horror music. Heck yeah. Love Goblin. Yeah, I was just talking about the audition. Or I think it's just called Audition, like the Japanese movie. That came up a little bit earlier, but I don't remember loving it. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't remember loving it, but I remember being surprised how not disturbing I found it. Because based on the reputation, I thought it was going to be really messed up, and I didn't really think it was. Not to say there isn't messed up. I don't know. I just personally wasn't really disturbed by it for some reason. Let's see. Have you seen The Love Witch? Yes. I really like The Love Witch. I've talked about it at least once, maybe a couple of times, but yeah, I the vibe of that movie is so good. I think the lead performance from Samantha Robinson is amazing. Like it approximates those kind of movies so perfectly. Yeah, really cool. And the witchcraft stuff is really aesthetically interesting. Oh, let's see. Folk horror music, Green Lung. Sweet. I don't know them, so I'm gonna look that up because that horror folk music is just way more rare than horror metal. So like, I gotta grab onto it when I can find it. Ooh, really cool album cover. I'll be listening to this. Thank you. Oh, let's see. I did already answer you on this, and I have to say no because it's happening right about the time that we're having a baby, so I just won't be able to make it. Thank you so much. Favorite final girl is Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. She is the best. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be quitting soon. I just want to see if there's any other questions I want to. Have you found your way towards Jean Rollins' vampire flicks? Uh, so the only Jean Rollin movie I've seen in its entirety so far is Living Dead Girl, which is not exactly a vampire movie. So I guess technically the answer would have to be no, not yet. What are your favorite comedy movies? I love I mean I love comedies from a lot of different eras, like all eras really. I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall a lot. That is one of my top comfort movies of all time. I love Night Shift from 1982 with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton, one of my top favorites. I love What's Up Doc, which I talked about in my last video, the 70s Peter Bogdanovich movie. So funny, so classic. Let's see. There's so many 80s comedies that I love. Yeah, I'll just name off those top three. I don't need to be naming movies all day, but I love comedies. Comedies are like such a comfort genre for me. How are you feeling about Evil Dead's next two entries? Well, I haven't seen them yet. And then I've seen the trailers for Evil Dead Burn. The one after that, I don't know anything about, so I won't comment on that one. You know what's funny? A little like commercial for Evil Dead Burn came on like while I was watching maybe YouTube or something earlier today, and I didn't recognize it at first. And it started playing, and I thought, well, this looks like a pretty generic, almost like 2010 supernatural horror movie, but I don't know, could be good. What is this? Oh, Evil Dead Burn. That's kind of a bummer that was my reaction. But yeah, like the trailers, like I just feel like an Evil Dead movie needs to punch you in the face. Like it needs to be really, really visceral. And this movie might be, but the trailers are not giving me that so far. It looks like a more normal, average supernatural horror movie so far. With some violence, like we've seen some violence in the trailers, not a lot, but it doesn't mean anything. Like the movie it could be exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll have to see. I don't know. I want to see this. Yeah, Witching and Bitching. I heard it was, yeah, I heard it was a Mexican movie, but it might be Spanish. But I actually have it on Blu-ray, and I do intend to watch it. It looks really fun, but I haven't watched it quite yet. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I've never seen a Silent Hill movie. I do intend to, though, at least the first one. I want to watch the first one for sure. Yes, I did see Wolfman. I actually did a dedicated review on it before I stopped doing dedicated reviews. And yeah, big disappointment for me too. I did not care for it. It was especially disappointing because, like, I wasn't disappointed that it wasn't a classic Wolfman movie because I didn't expect it to be. Based on everything I heard about it, I did not expect that, and I was okay with that. I was like, Lee Winnell, just tell me, just do your thing. Just do your weird thing. I know it's not going to be standard Wolfman. I'll watch it. But it wasn't even good as like a different weird Wolfman kind of movie. Like I thought it just was not a good movie on like really any metric, which was very disappointing because I like Lee Winnell as a director. So, oh well. What do you think of Curry Baker doing Chainsaw Massacre? I haven't looked into it too deeply. I can't remember if it's a movie or a show. Is it a show? But I'm like, okay. That's another thing, kind of like Zach Kreger doing Resident Evil, where like I would rather them just do something original, especially Zach Kreger, because I feel like he is one of the most original filmmakers working with Barbarian and Weapons. Like he's just so unique. And for him to just jump into a franchise, I'm like, okay, it'll probably be the best Resident Evil movie ever because it's Zach Kreger. But I would rather him do something original. And I feel the same way about this. Um, Texas Chainsaw, it's got some great movies in there, but it's not one of my favorite franchises. I don't personally need any more Texas Chainsaw movies, but will I watch it? Of course. Will it be good? Probably. So there you go. Let's see. They Will Kill You or Send Help. Send Help, but they're not too far apart. Like I keep a running ranking of all 2026 horror movies that I just update as I see movies, and then I rank them all at the end of the year. I've done that the past couple of years, and they are fairly close. Nah, not super close. Send Help's a good bit ahead. Send Help is in the top 5. They Will Kill You is in the top 10 so far. I think the only Brazilian horror movies I've seen that I know of are the first two Coffin Joe movies, which are the first Brazilian horror movies, actually. I've seen those. If I've seen any others, then I wasn't aware that they're Brazilian, which is possible. I love Bone Tomahawk. I did a recent video called like surprising horror movies that defied genre expectations or something like that, and Bone Tomahawk is in that list. Love it. Let's see. House versus the Kindred. The Kindred, I have to say, that might be the wrong answer, but I just love the practical effects of it and the creature design so much. Even though House might be technically a better movie on a character level, but I'm going to say The Kindred. Okay. Do you think CGI ruined horror? Well, no, because I don't think horror has been ruined. I think horror is going very strong today. I think it has been a weak spot of a lot of movies. Ruined some movies, probably none that I can think off the top of my head. I do far prefer practical effects to CGI. I do think generally CGI just kind of doesn't work for horror because there's just like a part of your brain that just knows it's not real. That can, it's like when you see an AI image, like no matter how good it looks, you just kind of know there's something off about it. And when it comes to horror, like you just need a physical thing in front of you. But I do think it's been improving. And I will say, when I saw Oz Perkins' movie Keeper, which I liked, it uses some CGI. And when I saw that movie, I thought this might be the most successful CGI I've ever seen in a horror movie. Like it handled it really, really well. So it can work. Let's see. Ooh, can you tell about making of your videos? How long to write and edit one of your videos? Yeah, totally. So, obviously the first step to making a video is watching movies. For most videos, like if it's just like 10 recommendations video, I probably watch about half of them like leading up to that video. And then the other half are usually movies I've seen before that I just kind of work in. It's kind of the only way to do it possibly. Like I can't actually watch 10 movies fresh for every video. There just isn't time in the day. And obviously coming up with like what the topic is and what the hook is. So then, I don't write my videos per se. Like I don't script. I will often have some bullet point notes that I'll take that are often pretty quick. I will often write out the little synopsis, which I usually cap at like like 2 sentences just to say what it's about. I'll often script that part, but not always. And so once I've got all that, I will record. If it's a video where I'm talking about 10 movies, which is usual, typically takes me about 40 minutes to record. 40, 45 minutes almost all the time. And then to edit it, about a day to a day and a half of like a work day, so we're talking like 8 to 12 hours, something like that. I wish so badly I could do it quicker, and I try to do it quicker, but it is hard, especially since I'm like hyper meticulous on the clips I edit in to like cut them up a lot to like avoid copyright and such. So I'm like moving things around a lot, and it works almost all the time. I've gotten pretty good at avoiding copyright. So there's that. So yeah, that'll, take like a day and a half or so, making the thumbnail, doing all the posting work. It's about, maybe a couple of days to get all that done for a whole video, start to finish. That's about how it works. And that feels like a good place to end things on. So thank you guys so much for dropping in. Wow, 2 hours, 40 minutes always ends up being longer than I expected because I just always have so much fun with this. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. New video Sunday morning on some ghost movies. I love my ghost videos, and we'll just continue on the usual schedule. So hopefully we'll be able to do this again next month. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.